Hello everyone and welcome to a Tinfoil Saturday. How's everyone doing? Hoping you're having a wonderful weekend so far. I'm a witch today, so that's nice. Let's just get into it. We're on the middle of costume month, which is cool. So make sure you join the Discord. We're gonna do through Sunday. So until Sunday at 11:59 p.m. is going to be the costume poll for the new costume. It is pinned on the Discord, but let me grab a link. If you have not voted yet, let me get that for you so you can make sure you vote. And that'll determine what costumes I get next. Which I believe right now the winners are still Miss Frizzle and Judge? Question mark? Having trouble getting this to work. Copy link. Paste. Hopefully that'll work. So, you can pick 3 options. The top 2 will win. Let's see if I can just show results. Yep, Miss Frizzle and Judge are still winning with 17 and 15% respectively. Third place is Lady Spock at 13%. And then it goes on from there. So feel free to go ahead and vote on that if you haven't. All right, enough of that. We can get right into it. Let me pull up the video we're going to watch first. We are going to play bingo, by the way. So if you'd like to play bingo, get your card. Stop this music and we can get into it. Alrighty. This is about fireworks being the occult. This looks a little off. Let me check this real quick. There we go. That's better. Gotta skip that. La la la, AC/DC copyright. Oh, you can't hear this, I bet. I bet you can't hear this. I'll unmute that. I forgot I had that muted for VHS because I have a different audio input for that.
Many topics, specifically with the occult of 4th of July and the bell symbolism. First off, let's take a look at some of these
spurious symbology is evidence right off the bat on the bingo card.
Images here.
Well, if you're on YouTube, like the stream, please. I'd appreciate it.
Liberty Bell brand fireworks. Taking a look back at this old image of Red Devil fireworks.
Boy, I wonder why would the Liberty Bell be imagery associated with the 4th of July that a firework company would want to utilize it in their marketing? Boy, I wonder if there's some sort of historical connection between the American Revolution and the Liberty Bell. Yes, depraved ambiance. Let me get that for you real quick.
You get the red and blue, which is purple. This is all about royalty. Getting back to the bell itself, the Liberty Bell. As I stated many times, this world is owned and controlled by Freemasons, and Freemasonry is nothing more than Satanism in disguise. Let's take a look here.
I'm so silly. I missed the stuff earlier, too. Scalix, 5, thank you for 6 months, says hells yeah. Bittergrin, thanks for 43 months. Appreciate it.
It's very interesting with the satanic ritual by the founder of the Satanic Church, Anton LaVey. Let's take a look here. As the organist continues the hymn to Satan, LaVey picks up a large brass bell, waves it up over the altar to sanctify it, and slowly revolves.
Bells are used in all sorts of rituals, like not just this LaVey stuff. I'm so sick of them bringing up Anton LaVey. Again, weird horny guy. It's fine. You don't have to like him, but like, he's not Satan. Satan isn't real. Please stop believing magic is real and making life decisions based on it. I'm begging you.
Counterclockwise. Remember, Satanists work on opposites.
Satanism on the bingo card, of course.
Before his followers, he rings the bell 9 times, and this is key. And this is Satan's number. To clear the air, then returns the bell to its plate on the mantle. Now, to continue on with the occult of the 4th of July, specifically when it comes to the fireworks, the companies, the fireworks themselves, the boxes, It's no different than
They're
Halloween.
trying to be badass. I feel like advertising for a specific product can be revealing about the aesthetic concerns and interests of the demographic that's mostly interested in buying the product. And in terms of home fireworks, the demographic is usually dudes who want to see stuff explode. So, in terms of the demographic of dudes who want to see stuff explode in their backyard, apparently they're big fans of skulls and demons and stuff that looks badass, in quotes. Because that's the vibe I get from firework packaging. It's trying to be the most badass, you know? But like Mac from Always Sunny, like what he considers badass.
Halloween.
Yeah, we had spurious symbology.
Taking a look here at this very first one, Highway to Hell, just like AC/DC. Taking a look here at this phantom fireworks stand, you see the occult of this pyramid with this building.
It's an A-frame building. A-frame buildings because from one specific angle it's pyramidal, and it's not. It's a triangle, because like the other sides aren't a pyramid. A pyramid would be comprised of 4 triangles and a square on the bottom. This is like 2 triangles and rectangles on the sides and then a rectangle on the bottom. So this is a triangle. This is a 3D triangle. It's kind of like colloquially a pyramid or something, but it's not the kind of pyramid you think of. It's not an Egyptian-looking pyramid. It's not an equilateral pyramid? What do you call a pyramid with equal triangle sides?
And the phantom,
I don't know, shapes.
represents a spirit.
Someone give me a lesson on the Platonic solids real quick.
As I mentioned many times before, ghosts are nothing more than demonic spirits. Ghosts are not your so-called family members or relatives. They come back disguised as family members, but they're not. Nothing more than demons.
Like the Deadites.
Just another example, again, with the purple.
It's just a triangular cylinder.
I stated many times as well, red and blue make purple the color of royalty, in witchcraft
I think they just like the color purple, which, like, who doesn't? Look at me.
as well.
Benekagami says, isn't it fun how all these different groups can look at each other calling different and often contradictory things satanic, and none of them have a revelation that there isn't at least just a little bit of projection and subjectivity to what you think satanic is? I don't know if they're in that much disagreement. I think they just see signs of Satanism everywhere.
Well,
Does a pyramid have to have a specifically square base? I guess maybe I'm in the wrong, because I'm thinking about there's got to be a specific word for, like, a pyramid where the sides are all equal, right? Other than the base. Is that not a specific word? Anyway, I'm not a pyramid expert. No, this isn't Call for an Uprising. We haven't covered Call in quite a while. Tetrahedron? That sounds right. It has enough syllables.
now again, talking about how 4th of July, basically there's no difference between 4th of July and Halloween when it comes to the occult. Take a look here. Black magic. Get a closer
A tetrahedron or triangular pyramid is an example that has 4 equilateral triangles. Okay.
look. What do you see here? An owl. You see some bats, and it looks like a frog right here. And the switch with a crystal ball.
Equilateral means all the interior angles of the triangle are the same.
And more. And again, I don't
So 60, 60, and 60.
want to repeat
Wait.
myself.
Gotta add up to 180? God, I gotta stop talking about math. I'm gonna make myself look like a dumb bitch. Mr. Duck Sauce, thanks for a 40 stream streak, says bath salts, pure bath salts.
Myself too much when it comes to, the 4th of July appearing to be no different than Halloween. But just take a look. You got the black cat. You got the black bat. You got the black widow. You have the cobra. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, this is all about supposedly the independence of the United States. It's more like celebrating Halloween during the summertime. Just taking a look at this devil's party. It looks like you have a goblin,
I mean,
skeleton.
some of these might be packaged for Halloween. People in states where fireworks are legal all year round use fireworks, and people will buy them. Like, There are year-round fireworks stores. I don't get it. I've talked about this before. Fireworks don't scare me. They're a little annoying, but by and large, I just don't get it. I don't understand the appeal of fireworks. There's a lot of things I don't understand. It just kind of is what it is, you know? But they're not nefarious. Sometimes people just like to explode stuff. I don't get it. But, like, you can do it, and it's not demonic.
Skeleton, of course, a pumpkin here. Of course, a pumpkin is orange. That's why they selected this pumpkin or jack-o'-lantern as a symbol for Halloween. And of course,
that actually happened because gourds, other kinds of gourds, were historically used for jack-o'-lanterns, but then when people came to the New World, the thing that was more widely available was pumpkins. So it actually used to be more like different gourds, and then pumpkins became the standard thing for that. Sometime in like the 20th century in America? I don't know exactly when. Kind of interesting.
As well.
It's almost like things and symbols actually have historical, like, significance, or at least mytho-historical significance if you actually care to look, and not just assume it's evil.
For those that understand the occult.
Is that the Halloween 3 display? It looks like it. They do look like the masks. The happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, silver shamrock, and then their heads turn into bugs. Hell yeah, Halloween 3. Not really a Halloween movie, but a pretty good movie. It's a good movie to watch on Halloween. It does not belong in the Halloween series of films, but it's good. It's good. I'm glad I have it. God damn it, Hannah mentions Blu-rays. Fuck me. What's wrong with my brain? Go one day without talking about Blu-rays. Wrong with you.
October is the only month of the year that is 33 as well. So you get orange pumpkins, that's 33, and you get the month itself, that is 33. Again, you take a look here. The skeleton, the goblin, this almost looks like...
At least Halloween 3 tried something. I think they would have been better off. And again, I like the movie Halloween 3, which, to be clear, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Halloween series, the movies with Michael Myers, the guy in the white mask that stabs people. I'm aware not everyone is familiar with horror films as I am. In the middle of the series, there is Halloween 3 that does not have Michael Myers and is an entirely different movie that has nothing to do with the others, because after the first two, the studio wanted to turn the series into an anthology series, where every year it would be a different Halloween-themed story. Not a bad idea. I actually like that idea. However, they only did it with this one movie, and then went back to Michael Myers every movie, so it's just this one random movie in the middle of the series that has nothing to do with anything else. Again, fun movie, it just doesn't belong in the series. Like, imagine if you were watching the Nightmare on Elm Street movies and then one of them randomly had nothing to do with Freddy Krueger. Same thing. It's just weird. Deep Lord with 100 bits says, Phantom fireworks. Phantom is demonic. Fireworks is from fire, which is from hell. Hell is one letter short from hello. Hello was invented for telephones. Demon is one letter away from daemon. Daemons are software devices. Phones run on software. That software can download cat, and cats are soft. The 4th of July is about America. America is ran by cats. Did I do a logic? Here's bits. Enjoy pre-reading that, our cold-blooded highness. Oh, that was nice. Sergeant Sag, thanks for your first time chat. Welcome. How you doing? Daima Oni-chan with 28 months says, hello Hannah, always love seeing you in the witch costume. I enjoy the witch costume. It's a comfy one to wear, it's cute.
I'm not quite sure what this is. It looks like C-3PO.
I have the nose for a witch. I've always, you know, it's the role I was born to play with this goddamn fin on my face.
Maybe just a skeleton as well. Just this one's a little bit fatter. Now, let's take a look here. You get Demon Fire. I mean, all these fireworks is unbelievable. God of Fire.
Oh man, why would you associate fireworks, things that explode into sparks and flames? Why would you associate those with demons and hell and fire and stuff? It's almost like visually the two are related. Penikagami says, tons of Christian nationalists would call you saying fireworks are satanic as you siding with leftists and calling America evil. Same thing with video games. What they call satanic is based partly off what they enjoy. They agree on broad strokes, but the specifics is where the tells are.
Here. I mean, how obvious can it be? You got 666, satanic beast. I mean, they're not even trying to hide it.
There's nothing to hide. It's not evil. People are allowed to use imagery and what's the word I'm thinking of? Symbolism and, why am I blanking on the word? Illusions. They're allowed to allude to things that you believe in a wink and nudge way. That happens all the time.
You have unleashed
That doesn't mean they believe it.
beast. Of course, the beast is the
You'd like him to review hot sauces? Honestly, I'm kind of wondering if he has. That seems like the kind of thing he'd do. Let me look it up real quick. Searching sauce. Nope, no sauce.
Christ himself, just like Monster Drink unleashed the beast. No difference whatsoever.
Bottoms up, and the devil laughs.
Look, here's some other ones. Here's another one. 666, Satan's mark.
Oh, the other 666 fireworks should sue this guy. Crowding in on their 666 market.
Come on. We can't see what's taking place. Like I showed previously, satanic desecration, 1933. And of course, the occult of 33 with this specific firework.
Freemasons on the bingo card for the 33 reference.
You have the Diablo, of course, in Spanish. Diablo is the devil. You have Satan's fury. You have Satan's revenge. Satan's gnal.
Satan's canal! Silent K's are hard. Lord says, train. I didn't fuck the number. I hope there is a train. I think it has to be a minimum of 100 bits to kick off a train.
This is Walt Disney here, and you have, looks like, the rings of Saturn with these two fireworks here. And
rings of Saturn? They could just be, they're just rings. They're fireworks. They explode in a ball, generally.
Sky. I mean, give me a break. What is taking place here? Again,
Lord, thanks for gifting a sub.
I want to, again, repeat myself. It's more like Halloween during the summertime. Get the Red Devil, very famous firework brand. Yeah, Phoenix Fireworks.
Phoenix isn't even demonic. That's like Greek mythology.
Again, you have the Red Devil box, the red and the blue. Again, red and blue is purple. Now the occult with the red and blue, like I just stated, and I find this interesting as well, the upside down pyramid. This is another symbol when it comes to Freemasonry. Like I show it many times here with the 33 and the upside down pyramid triangle. They also call this the woman's part as well. Let's take a look here as I showed in the very beginning of this presentation with the occult of the bell, with Red Devil in the bell. Take a look at this one here with the devil above the ball earth. Let's talk about satanic deception.
Flat earth on the bingo card. Wow, we're getting a lot.
You have right.
We'll do a bingo check after this video, because I know there's been a lot.
Here. Now, taking a look here at Phantom Fireworks. Again, Phantom is nothing more than a spirit, a demon spirit, and you have the color purple.
In this case, it's a fireworks company.
Now, this is what I find very interesting.
Did you know words can have multiple meanings because they're literally just noises we make with our disgusting meat holes?
You have Red Devil and Pirate. Now, let's take a look here at the numerology chart like I use so often. And Pirate just so happens to be
numerology on the bingo card.
33. Just like Freemasonry. The highest degree in the Scottish Rite. Now let's take a look here. An interesting connection when it comes...
He knows red, white, and blue is American iconography. That's part of it to him. He thinks that that's intentional, that the red and the blue and the white are supposed to be purple, which is royalty, which to him indicates Satanism or Freemasons, or both, because he thinks the two are interlinked.
To pirates, of course, you have the skull and the bones. Just like you see here with John Kerry.
Pirates didn't usually use the skull and crossbones.
And George
That was a sign that they were not taking prisoners, basically. That was something that if you were, like, super fucked.
Bush, of course, two bonesmen with the 322 skull and bones.
Miss Quilanius, thanks for 36 months, says, does Witch Hannah want a nice, tasty sub, baby? sure, this baby's gonna be named Meatball Sub, and I'm gonna eat him immediately, so don't get too attached.
Yep.
I need to find some bread, some oregano, Parmesan. Hannah mentions cheese on the bingo card. Maybe some provolone, and then it'll be set.
Bush Sr., and you have, again, the skull and bones. So the connection with Freemasonry and pirates, very interesting.
Provolone's an underrated cheese, by the way. Good for provolone.
How they...
Like a pizza with provolone instead of mozzarella, or a combination of the two, always better than just mozzarella.
translate
Yeah, Hannah mentions cheese.
numbers into letters with their system that they have created going way back in time. Just taking another look here, this firework, you have Devil's Revenge, and this is again
It throws me off a little bit that some of these firework boxes just make my brain's immediate reaction is, oh, is that a Blu-ray box set? Because anything that has weird graphics and is in a box like that, my brain is tuned for Blu-rays. This is not a Blu-ray. I have not seen Devil's Revenge.
same basic concept with a pirate with
Sounds like the kind of piece of crap movie I'd watch.
basically the X marks a spot. Now, you see things like this, colorama. Okay, this word is not used in the English language.
It's a portmanteau of color. And, well, not even a portmanteau. Rama is used as sort of a suffix to mean, like, an extravaganza, a party, an event. So colorama is like, it's an event of colors. They're color fireworks. They're fireworks with a bunch of different colors. Benikagami says, this is another thing that bugs me. They think they own symbolism. I have relatives who asked, why do the gays get to be the ones to use the rainbow? And it's like, first, no one said you can't also use the rainbow. Second, since when do people own a natural phenomena? Third, if it's a promise to never doing the flood, wouldn't it be appropriate for a group you think is sinful to use a symbol of God loving us in spite of sin? The point, though, is, why so much solipsism? I think people take for granted symbolism and don't understand how it works, so they concretize or reify the connection between the symbol and the symbolized, and they don't have room for ambiguity by recognizing that symbols and what they symbolize are something we put on them. Like, these things don't mean anything except for what we bring to them, our experience, our cultural understandings of certain symbols and things. So I just think they take things for granted and don't understand that it's not concrete like that. God damn.
Often, so you understand.
I know it's with, like, spiders crawling down on me is, like, spooky and appropriate for the costume I'm wearing, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't like it. I don't like it.
And how they devise the concept of this name, colorama. This is things like this you should look into when it comes to numerology and figure out what this is all about. Taking a look here, and you're going to see it's a 33. Okay, this is how they do it. Here's colorama, their advertisement for their fireworks. You have Little Red, you have Yankee Doodle Dandy, this firework here as well. Now let's take a look here. Again, when I talk about the 33 and the occult of 33, let's look at this one here. Another 33, the fabulous Vegas 33. You have that connection as well with the 33s. Let's take a look here.
It's mostly Vegas themed. I think that's a cheat. I think you're stretching, even by your own standards, for that one.
Itself, numerology, Chaldean numerology, fireworks is 36. So you get the 3 and 6, so you get 6. The occult of 666. Very interesting how they come up again with these concepts.
How they come up with these concepts. He doesn't even understand that he's the one pulling this out of his butt. That's unfortunate.
Names.
He thinks other people took the time to sit down and do this instead of him reverse engineering a plot from random noise in the universe. Keeplord says, owning a natural phenomenon is extremely American. Hell, we ran out of non-nuclear countries to fight, so we started going to war against things, tactics, and concepts. Props to drugs, by the way, on the huge W.
You're going to look at this very old firework box. 6 pieces of devil on the walk. You just take a look at the name devil itself. You remove the D and you get evil.
I mean, isn't devil already evil? Like, I feel like that's a hat on a hat. I feel like that's a little bit of a stretch. Like, it's already devil, which in the Western canon is sort of like a synonym for the most evil thing. I don't think you need to point out that evil is in the word. We get it. We were there already.
You spell devil backwards and it's lived. Take away the D again, you get live or live. So it's, the name devil is very interesting. How they came up with that concept of that name. How they...
Again, he thinks words are invented by, like, a committee that sits down and decides on words. Hydrate. I could do that.
To do things in opposites in reverse with this language, this English language that they have created. Now, let's take a look here at face of devil. It's pretty creepy here. Broken glass symbolism.
Oh, they stole that. That's a copyrighted image. Hold on. Whatever fireworks company this is did some copyright infringement. Do I have that down here? No, that's the cover to Final Destination 5, The Final Destination. So they stole that image. I know that's not a hot take that fireworks companies occasionally steal, but that's the cover art for Final Destination 5.
On this one firework here, breaking the dome almost. Have here Devil's Thunder.
Maybe 4. 4 or 5. It's one of them. At minimum, it's the cover for the like 5 film collection I own.
This particular one, just a typical red devil.
You need an all cheese stream, cheese videos, cheese tastings, etc. I think that would be fun. That would be nice to get like a charcuterie board or something with a bunch of different stuff. I actually, the other day from Trader Joe's, got a little thing of, it was 3 different kinds of Spanish cheeses to try, and I tried some, and it's delicious, so maybe I'll get something like that, and we'll do a cheese stream sometime.
Devil with the pitchfork, the 3. Like I stated earlier, here you have Devil's Delight, understand, DD, just like ABCD.
You solved the puzzle, Miscellaneous.
2, 3, 4, you get the occult of 44. Now taking a look here, this one here
might be a bootleg fireworks. That's 2 words that are scary together to me.
Again, you have the red devil. Go on to the next one. You have cruelty devil. You just take a look at all these fireworks. I mean, by the way, I'm going through pretty much all these fireworks. All you see is devil, Satan, devil, Satan. This is
I mean, to be fair, you probably Googled devil fireworks. But also, excuse me, there are going to be a lot of devil fireworks because it evokes fire, boom, explosion, hot, scary, all things that you also associate with fireworks. It's marketing.
All about, again, supposedly liberating from England, the independence. Where are we getting the devil? Where are we getting Satan, Lucifer? And it speaks for itself. I mean, let's continue on here. Again, Devil's Cauldron. Again, I showed this one already. Devil's Thunder. You have Little Red Devil. It's getting to be ridiculous.
It's almost like this whole exercise is just masturbatory.
Daredevil, again, you get your 44. Another 44 with Devil Dog. Just another company with, again, the Devil Dog. Creepy looking little devil.
That looks like the Chinese, I don't know exactly what it's called, I'm sorry, but that looks like the Chinese, like, dragon dog thingy. I don't know what they're called. So that's another example, probably, of seeing something from another culture and assuming it's demonic. Keep Lord with a link. The title of this is Motherfucking Bootleg Fireworks.
Money on the mouth, Vernon.
Dangerous, dangerous things. Fenekagami says, since they think magic is real, buddy, isn't just as likely these coincidences you're noticing are just the force of evil itself magically vibing people to produce these symbolic connections? Like, maybe if you think there's this cosmic war going on, humans are just innocent victims caught in God and Satan's crossfire. I think that misses how conspiracies are constructed. He's not out here looking for an objective reality, although he thinks he is. To be clear, I'm sure he would describe it as that. Usually with conspiracies like this, there's a degree of motivated thinking going on. So whatever he believes, it's not just because the evidence led him there, because it wouldn't, because the evidence isn't there for what he believes. What's important is that he has a narrative in his head that involves wickedness of humans. So he includes that within his worldview because it's already important in his mind. So he projects that outwards. Tea Time Tea, thanks for 22 months. Says happy Tinfoil Day, and to you as well. Appreciate the sub.
Dog. Now here you find duality, the red and blue. Have this Thunder Bomb Firecracker pack. As a kid, I remember
Harold Elbelman with a 5-stream streak says, yay, 5 streams. You can go a step further and say people who reify such signs, words, and symbols tend to believe that they have to be universal and objective in order to be significant for teleological reasons. So the reification is less optional and more inevitable as a second-order effect on their fundamental, broken, and bonkers analysis. That's fair. I could see that.
buying this one.
I know when I was coming out of religion, it was hard for me to get a grasp and find things significant that I no longer believed have ultimate significance cosmically, because if you are raised or believe that everything ultimately has some sort of cosmic truth behind it, yeah, it gets difficult to separate yourself from that worldview. It gets hard to see things in a more reasonable lens, you know? There was a $3 super chat earlier I missed. I apologize. Let me give that. Or not a super chat, a tip. Green Guy with a $3 tip 21 minutes ago said, Hannah, I think most of the conspiracy theorists watched the 2006 movie The Da Vinci Code and thought, that makes sense, and just think that's how the world works. Actually, a lot of them don't like Da Vinci Code because they think it's, in order, how do I put this? I think they think it's like counter-messaging to conspiracy theorists. But I don't know. Ashfrind, thanks for a 10-stream streak, says, sorry, Harold Elbelman, I only listed up to you can't go a step further, or listened to you can go a step further. And Freyline says, someone importantly put fireworks in the recycling, or rather improperly put fireworks in the recycling bin, and it caught on fire. Our whole building was full of smoke. It was a literal dumpster fire.
This was a very popular firecracker. Again, you have the phallus symbol here.
Conspiracy theorists tells on themselves on the bingo card. Yes, I'm sure that tower was put there as a phallus symbol, and it's not just that you see anything in a straight line and immediately think a cock. Yep, I'm sure that's what's going on.
And the white horse symbolism as well. Now, again, talking about duality, let's take a look here. You have fire and ice. It's all about duality. The red and blue devil as well.
If it's all about duality, then why did all of the other examples not have duality?
Well, take a look at that. And again, talking about duality, you have Satan's polar battle. Just like, again, fire and ice. Taking a look here, the blue dragon, of course, the red and blue symbolism is
misunderstanding of Eastern culture on the bingo card. It's also under religion, but we can do it because this is culture. Fenekagami says, I understand that motivated thinking is the core of conspiracy theories, but let's be honest, this guy is boring, and the conversations between you and Chad about the flaws in the arguments or axioms and whatnot are always the most, the best part of Tinfoil Tuesdays? You said most, but I'm not sure what you meant.
all about Satanism. taking a look at this one pack here. You have Kwang Man Lung. Give me a break. What kind of name is this? Devil's brand, or Devil brand, I should say. Now, going back in time a bit with Payne's Fireworks. Fireworks, if you look around online, old fireworks are very collectible. This is, something that people, really have a lot of fun with, but of course, those behind the scenes, they take up everything that has, from music to Hollywood to fireworks. I mean, everything in society is satanic. Why is that? Because those...
If everything is satanic, then nothing is.
Behind the scenes are Satanists. That's why. You'll wonder why. People might say, well, you find Satanism in everything. That's because it's everywhere. You cannot...
Or you're unfortunately paranoid and need mental health intervention.
Find something that is not there. Okay, just take a look here. Again, the occult of the swirl. Another occult of the swirl, and also
the occult of the swirl.
Triple lightning bolts. Like
no one let him read Uzumaki.
Stated many times. States in the Bible, Luke chapter 10, verse 18, where Jesus beheld Satan falling from heaven as lightning. Of course,
I just made a manga joke. Is that one of the portents of the end times?
Of course, Satanists love to do things in triple repetition, which is when they cast spells. They do it in...
Junji Ito, unironically, is the only... Like, his manga's the only manga I read, and I own several, volumes of his stuff because he's so good and I'm just that big of a horror fan. I can't not read his shit. He's a master of horror. Like, I can't not enjoy Junji Ito. He's one of the best to ever fucking live. If you haven't read Junji Ito stuff and you're into horror, even if you're not a manga person, you know me. You know I don't like anime. You know I'm not a manga person either. Junji Ito's worth it. If you can find it, read his stuff. It's excellent.
Threes. That's what it's all about. Take a look here. Again, the occult of pains. You have the occult of Saturn. Fireworks. First on the 5th, and this is all about the law of 5, or the 5th age here. Take a look here. First place in the space race, in the idea of space. Pushing that idea, and again, more swirl symbolism with fireworks. Take a look here again at Payne's Mine of Fiery Serpents. And just Halloween. I found this one pretty interesting here. With Astra's Crackling Cauldron, you get the CC for 33. So just take a look at all the
CC for 33. 33 here. Chris, Westchester County.
Symbolism here. You have an owl.
Oh no, they're gonna point out the swastika on this witch, and he isn't gonna understand the broader context of the swastika in non-Nazi contexts, which is most of the history of the swastika.
You have the moon winking one eye. It looks like he's sticking his tongue out. Get even a closer look here. What do you see here? This is the deal here.
Yeah.
You have the star, the pentagram, and the moon as well. Now, again with the witch.
Oh my god, there was a weird edit there. Did he cut that part out? Like, at some point, did he realize, oh, I should Google this, and then he did, and then he edited that part out of the video? Because that was an abrupt cut, and it looked like he was just about to talk about the swastika. The box is clearly from prior to World War II. So, like, it's obvious why it's using a swastika, and it's not a big deal. It wasn't considered a symbol that meant anything negative until the Nazis used it, so... It was just another shape, and it has significance in, like, Buddhism, and, other religions probably, too.
Whistles Witch, and also, just like MM for 33, it's just like Wonder Woman, Willy Wonka. You turn the WW sideways, then you get a 33 as well. Just like WWE Wrestling, there's no E in the logo. You turn it sideways, you get 33. Now take a look here. Wicked Witch, same thing with WW being for 33. This witch here, you have the occult of red and blue as well. Find the name interesting here. Expressly for L.C. Hansen. In Pythagorean numerology, an L and the C are both 33. And Hansen, every time I see that name Hansen, I think about Chris Hansen with Orlando. Give me a break. That guy. You have witchcraft. All about Satanism with 4th of July. This is what it's all about with our society. Beautiful witch. Not too, creative with this name here. We have witch doctor, and I find this interesting. The caduceus. Get a closer look here, just like Baphomet. With the caduceus here, the phallus symbol, and the dual snakes, all about duality. This one here.
Again, that image of Baphomet was created by, like, the Lucifer, whatever the organization is that, like, does the lawsuits and stuff against Christian nationalist stuff. It's not like an ancient image. It was created in the 20th century.
Monster, of course, the devil horse looks like a, more or less, it looks like one of those creatures from the movie called Critters. Let's take a look.
I don't know about that. Let's do a comparison. Stuck. I can kind of see it in the teeth. I can see it in the teeth. But I don't know. Maybe I just have a better... To me, they look quite different, but I also have a bigger library in my head of movie monsters. So, I guess I get it, but I think this guy looks closer to my pet monster than it looks like the Critters. But whatever. I'm splitting hairs. Everyone likes a good wet puppet.
Look here. I think people are getting the point when it comes to all these images. I mean, it's completely, again, ridiculous. Again, another devil's poison. Have here Sky Devil. Devil's golden ball.
Was it singular or was it not singular? Say it, you coward! The devil's golden balls! 19 shots. Which is a lot of zinc.
Devil's golden ball. 7 devils. Again, you have the DD for 44 with Devil's Dawn. I really love that 44 number. Again, Devil's Den. So this is, out of all the fireworks, you get the number 44 with the occult more than anything else. Also the 33, of course. Hell's Messenger. Lucifer's Revenge. Lucifer's Dragons.
Is he seriously just gonna... How many more does he have to list?
Destroy things. It doesn't create things, so... The
Demon Big Bang.
Big Bang Theory is just more or less mockery with that whole entire theory. How people believe that is beyond me. Got Bloody Hell. Devil's Playground. That's what this world is. Nothing but the Devil's Playground. Hell breaks loose. Give me a break. We have here four different fireworks. Demon's Creature. Devil's Daughter. Again, you get the 44. Grim Reaper. Dragon's Head. Demon's Lair. Demon's Whisper. You have here double demons. Again, duality. Again, the last one here. The Occult of 33 with Mighty Might. And there you go. There's a few more online, but this is pretty much covers it all.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Jamie Lynn with a 38-month streak says, 38 months, yay, love your show. Also, Baphomet was adopted from the Templar Knights by the Satanic Temple. Fenakagami says, fun fact, the Nazis so thoroughly ruined the swastika and its related imagery for everyone that the One Piece manga has manji, a form of the swastika in many places as reference to Buddhism that gets edited out in all forms of the anime due to anime's wider appeal. Yeah, I could see that. Man, the Nazis are such dicks. I know it's an understatement of the century, but like, Jesus Christ.
All people need to see when it comes to, again, the occult of 4th of July and fireworks.
All right, let's take a look at the bingo card since we have so many. Okay, we have Mark of the Beast, Illuminati, Freemasons, Cabal, popular media is evil. I'll call fireworks media. I probably shouldn't, but I'll count it. Conspiracy theorist tells on themselves for the phallus comment. Poor understanding of philosophy or Eastern religion. Satanic, of course. Anna mentions Blu-rays. Yes. Do we have racist disbelief of historical achievements at some point? Incorrectly believes evidence is self-evident. Anna mentions cheese. Gematria. Korea symbology, flat earth. I want to say that's it, unless I missed something obvious. This whole channel is a They Live reference. No, I don't think that counts. That's just the title of the channel. Okay. Let me know if anyone thinks of anything else. But I think that's it for the moment. Let's see what we're going to cover next.
Mag back on with another video. Now, today we go break into this Donald Trump. As you know, this video is long time coming, okay? This Donald Trump that you see right here basically get to play on the masses, play around, playing games, running a TV show, so-called President of the United States. I already told you. Now, if you look at Donald Trump's face, his facial features, as you can notice, take a look at the top lip. There's no sign of a moustache. That's what you gotta understand. No sign of hair ever grow on this person's face. What that tell you? Take a look at the eyes close together. No eyebrow ridge. Of course, Donald Trump is a female. 100%. No doubt
Transvestigation on the bingo card.
about it. And plus, most of the time when you see these characters right here, they're basically wearing a mask on the people. That's what it is. But Donald Trump right here got a 100% woman features. That's what you need to know. Take a look at the face. No hair, no trace if he ever grow hair on his face before. It's a female with no eyebrow ridge. Are you kidding me? Take a look at him. All he need is some makeup and some paint, and it's a 100% woman. A lot of people can't see it, but it is, okay? All they give you is fakery with this Donald Trump. Bam! Take a look at the eyes, around the eyes. You see this
Those
white
goddamn
looking
round eyes. No man has round eyes.
thing around the eyes, and the rest of his face paint orange. Why? Why did they spray paint this one orange? The same color as the hair. Why? You're not gonna get it. It's just a Freemason puppet, and they put him
Yes,
on.
he thinks Donald Trump has female features.
And bam! Take a look at that face right there. It's a female. That means Donald Trump was born as a female. And a lot of people not gonna understand why they're deceiving the masses like this, but it is what it is. You're living in a satanic world, and all you go get in it is deception. You better wake up. So this president that they give you.
I can't stop looking at Trump's nussy. What is this? What is that? What is that? It's like folded skin.
So-called Donald Trump, like I don't tell you, he was selected, not elected, and you need to understand, all of them that you see in the White House, basically a puppet, 100% in. So that's why you get this Donald Trump right here, spray painting orange on the masses with the S over his head right there for Satan.
Keyboard says nussy.
Now, let's get into him. Now, as you can see him right there, him with King Jong-un, I already told you, this one right here, both of them is females. That's what you need to understand. Take a look at their facial features. The so-called rocket man over here on the right. And this you Donald Trump right here, your so-called president of America. Both of them, two female on the masses, and they are both know, okay? They're playing game on the people. They're not going to war. Bam! There go your orange president right there. Point the devil horns on the masses. And you
He's
got
pointing.
You've been tricked. Doing the one-eye symbol right there in front of the masses. This is the biggest puppet of them all. A lot of people not gonna get it. Bam! That's why he flashed the 3 6s on the hand sign. And if you were smart, you would have known he would have been the president. He was gonna get selected from the elite. Doing this sign right here. Every chance.
Okay, I'm gonna move on. He just repeats himself, but I did find it interesting. I find it interesting whenever one of these people transvestigates Trump. Happens more often than you'd think. Let's see what we're gonna do next. Let's see what we're gonna do next.
Antarctica.
Uses AI on the bingo card.
The story of Antarctica is the story of secrecy, enshrouded in government non-disclosure and cover-up. Yet scientists from primarily the United States, Russia, United Kingdom and France, each largely working separately for decades, have guardedly unveiled layers of truth in small bits and pieces that reveal a mysterious, darkly hidden past. In fact, up to 30 countries operate research stations on the continent. Despite the Antarctic Treaty signed by a dozen original nations in December 1959, promoting cooperation for shared scientific research that prohibits a military presence other than for adjunctive scientific purposes, more than a half-dozen countries squabble over territorial claims. But regardless of the geopolitical situations of today in Antarctica...
Yeah, this channel uses AI video in order to sort of fill the visual component, and it's always uncanny and horrifying.
Most people do not know the history of Antarctica, or better yet, the hidden history of Antarctica, which dates back to the end of World War II.
Oh no, this is going to be one of those Nazis secretly fled to Antarctica videos.
After the war, the Allies signed several treaties. Many would say the Allies knew the true history of Antarctica and kept it hidden to this day. Only
Many would say. Who's many? Who was saying this? Who says that? What are you talking about?
to remain within their secret societies
Hydrate.
and fraternities, which of course leads many to conspiracy theories. But what is a known fact, but with little information that can be proven? In the late 1930 AS, the German High Command sent their army on various expeditions all over the world to search for ancient technology and hidden knowledge on the history of our planet. It's now come to light that the German government during World War II was rooted in the occult. Their High Command was obsessed with finding or proving Aryanism. Aryanism is an ideology of racial supremacy which views the supposed Aryan race as a distinct and superior racial group which is entitled to rule the rest of humanity. In their search for Aryan supremacy, they discovered something else. They were completely wrong. What they found led them to continued expeditions to Antarctica.
At least it didn't buy into the Aryan bullshit. That's always a coin flip with conspiracy theorists.
led them to discover something that would change the history and course of humanity. But before we can continue down the rabbit hole of the mysteries of Antarctica, we have to first explore the mysteries of the German government before and during World War II. The German government was rooted in the occult. To their symbols they placed everywhere in their facilities, to construction of weapons development and space rocketry.
Oh my god, the check on this is so you can it's for visual identification purposes, so it's easily visible. They use patterns like this all the time in, like, ballistics and stuff because it's an easy pattern to see. They even do this shit on Mythbusters when they're testing something ballistic. They'll either have an object painted black and white in a pattern like this, or a background that's like this so you can easily see it and its distance traveled and how it's traveling. What in the world? This is not occultic. It's practical that they're painting it like this for the test.
To their controversial anti-gravity technologies development.
This is literally just not a thing. This is a fake image. I don't know if this is an AI image or just something someone else threw together, but this is a fake image. Don't know who needs to hear that.
Many German high command were involved in many secret societies such as the Thule Society and the
This also looks like an AI-generated image. None of the faces are visible in the back, even when it appears they should be.
Real Society.
The heads are kind of slightly off.
Within these societies, they practiced occult rituals and believed in ancient occults.
The AI stuff has found its way so into the conspiracy communities, and they're just showing photographs that are clearly AI as if they're real. And it is frustrating to no end.
Sciences. One of these famous practitioners is a young psychic woman named Maria Orsic.
That also looks fake.
Maria Orsic was involved in an all-female...
Yeah, he thinks Der Glock is a real thing.
...secret society which very little is known of today. While engaging in psychic rituals, it is said she channeled scientific instructions on how to construct anti-gravity travel technology.
Oh, did she? Oh, okay.
Many would say her information is very similar to mainstream Serbian-American scientist and engineer Nikola Tesla, who created free energy zero-point electricity.
Except no, he didn't. Except he did not. And also, this is an AI-generated image. Oh my god, do they really not realize this?
Some say...
Look at it, it's nonsense!
He also supposedly channeled his information psychically from unknown sources. But back to Maria Orsic and her all-female secret society, they did not want their information falling into the hands of any government. They knew it would be misused and weaponized for the government's selfish interests, which unfortunately happened. Maria Orsic and her information was leaked and discovered by the secret societies that controlled the...
Wait, I didn't see the patent. Is this also AI? Because you can tell, like, an AI thing to, like, I need a...
They knew it would be misused.
You know, a technical diagram, and then you can describe a bullshit thing, and it'll look like a technical
and
diagram.
Weaponized for the government's selfish interests.
But it's nonsense.
Which unfortunately happened. Maria Orsic and her information was leaked and discovered by the secret societies that controlled the German High Command. The Germans immediately went to work, creating many early versions of anti-gravity flying craft. The anti-gravity technology can also be used to manipulate time, which means they could use these vehicles to travel much quicker and farther than any vehicle on Earth. They kept this information and experiments away.
Wow, these people are really bad at identifying AI images.
From the eyes of their citizens, creating what is known today as the Deep State, a second government...
Deep State on the bingo card.
...within the German government. What the German government did before and during World War II was to construct various laboratories and facilities.
Oh, guy walking backwards on the left bottom, walking backwards.
In secret, with secret funding, away from...
Yeah, AI still doesn't know directionality, so it'll have things going the wrong direction a lot. That's a good thing to look for if you're trying to spot AI video.
From the eyes of their citizens, and most importantly, their enemies and other governments.
Oh.
Inside these secret research facilities, they practiced controversial hidden physics and sciences that only today's scientists
What is this?
are discovering are possible. They developed various anti-gravity craft, rockets and weapons. One famous weapon that was developed but also shrouded in secrecy was the DA Glocke, The Die Glocke was one of many failed time-traveling projects attempted by the German scientists in underground labs in Europe and eventually Antarctica. Some researchers suspect in the final days of the war, the Die Glocke was supposedly activated and sent several...
Is the AI Prisoner Zero? It doesn't sound like Prisoner Zero. It sounds like the jail keeper for Prisoner Zero, though. It might be the same. It might be sampled from that voice. Hold on. Prisoner Zero has escaped. That's a reference to the first Matt Smith episode of Doctor Who, the 11th Hour. Let me see if I can pull up the clip.
Zero.
When does it say Prisoner Zero has escaped?
Oh?
Let me find
The Pandora.
actor.
several soldiers forward in time with their fates unknown. With all these hidden sciences and experiments done by German physicists, it became clear their government was losing the war, but they did not want their secret advanced technology to go to waste or to even be used against their enemies. So the German deep state, still under the command of various
The German deep state.
aspects of the German military, decided to wage a secret war against the Allies and allowed the German government to lose the war. They took their secret technology, weapons, military and scientists, and settled at sites they previously conducted expeditions. Their chosen land was Antarctica.
Ah, yes, a very natural decision based on the fact that it's completely unlivable and a desert. A cold, frozen desert. Keeblord says, ooh, right, the voice. I mean how Prisoner Zero gets things wrong, like the man barking instead of the leash dog. Oh, yeah, I knew what you were I know what you're talking about now, sorry. I thought you meant the voice, because the voice sounds a lot like the prison guard.
But the question still remains.
Prisoner Zero
Why
has
or how
escaped.
did the remaining German government, with this technology, escape to Antarctica? How were they able to bring all of their equipment, personnel and technology, and possibly build a secret base in such extreme climate? There are rumors that the German deep state during and even before World War II were secretly led by extraterrestrial and/or extra-dimensional beings who secretly assisted the Germans in constructing their time travel and anti-gravity technology. But this will be explored later. After World War II, rumors of a secret German base called New Swabia, or New Schwabenland, or Base 211, surfaced to the American government. In 1947, President Truman then recruited Admiral Richard E. Byrd, who was a decorated United States Navy officer, Medal of Honor recipient, explorer and pioneer and American aviation, to conduct a military expedition into the Antarctic South Pole for any evidence of a German base.
Yeah, aliens did it on the... Well, I'm trying to think, though, because aliens did it is normally, like, they did an actual thing. I'll count it, because it's a fiction, but they think it's true, so within the fiction, they think aliens did it, but they think the fiction is true. Yes, aliens did it on the bingo card.
And if possible, to destroy it. This expedition was known to the public as Operation High Jump. Operation High Jump, also known as the United States Navy Antarctic Development Program, or Task Force 68, was a United States Navy operation to establish an Antarctic research facility. Led by the
You
naval...
don't see the Nazis taking orders from space aliens. They didn't even consider other human beings equal to them. Of course they wouldn't take orders from aliens. Profane Priestess says, I'm so glad that from everything respectable scholars have told me, the days of generative artificial intelligence are numbered. The data sets are starting to cannibalize themselves. The algorithms are increasingly harvesting data from other generative programs. Can't come fast enough, give the absurd power demands these things have. Generative algorithms are hastening climate change, another reason to hate this stuff. I'm wondering what's next, because tech bros tried Web3, NFTs, crypto, they tried to hype this AI stuff, so there's gonna be whatever the next bullshit tech bro buzzword is. I'm curious what it's gonna be.
High Command, Rear Admiral Richard Byrd, and Rear Admiral Ethan Eric Larson, and under the control of President Harry S.
Generative crypto.
Truman, were the only ones who knew what this mission's real objectives were.
It pumps and dumps
The
itself.
operation began on August 1946 and concluded February 1947. It included 4,700 men, 70 naval ships, and 33 aircraft. They managed to successfully build out a military base as they toured the South Pole every morning in their hunt for any signs of German naval airships, navy vessels, bases, or any signs of any military activity from any government. Months went by and
What is this? What is... Look at the design for this plane! What is this?
nothing was discovered.
Is Trey here? Because this would give Trey an aneurysm. I know Trey was doing a D&D thing today, so he might not be here right now, which is fine. But if he watches this VOD later, I feel like these planes are going to give you an aneurysm.
Admiral Byrd and his men were beginning to believe the Antarctic was safe of any secret German base or any activity of anything nefarious. They were beginning to believe it was somewhat silly to believe the Germans, after World War II, had the power to secretly move their operations to such a cold, harsh climate, if they moved anywhere at all. But they continued with their mission, exploring the Antarctic's cold, icy lands and mountains. Looking at how large Antarctic is, as big as a continent, they imagined, maybe thousands of years ago, it might have once been a beautiful, rich nation, filled with forest and greenery and beautiful beaches, but is now an iceberg of nothingness. Months went by, and the great admiral and his men were on the cusp of beginning to pack their equipment, dismantle their base of operation, and head back to the US with no evidence of any military activity.
The plane!
One
like
cold early morning in early
crashing.
1947, as airships were exploring unexplored
Sorry,
land.
I'm barely paying attention to the conspiracy at this point. I'm just in awe of how disgusting this AI video is. Like, it genuinely seems like it's gotten worse lately.
To the far south of their
That's
base.
hilarious.
They saw it.
Oh God,
what they
what
were
was
looking
that?
for the entire time. A circular disc craft just floating in the air. Then they saw another, and another, and another, as a more
As big as a continent? It is a continent. Again, the script is probably AI generated.
showed up. They
We're
immediately
staring into the abyss right now.
radioed Admiral Byrd, screaming on the other end, "Admiral, we got contact, we got contact. Great large ships all over the sky, we need backup, we need backup." Then the radio went silent. Admiral Byrd immediately rounded up his men
Oh,
and took the
their
entire
legs.
fleet to the
Oh,
radio's
what?
contact
Why is he a
location.
CG
He
man?
rounded up all his men, Navy ships and aircraft to see what was really going on. He tried to make contact with his men over the radio with no response. Upon arrival, they saw nothing. Then they heard an explosion. Circular
Oh
disc
God, why
craft.
did that plane of another plane as
Upon
its
arrival,
wing?
they saw nothing. Then they heard an
Look at this plane's wing is another plane. God. Ah! What the fuck?
explosion. Circular disc craft shooting down one of the large Navy vessels. Then, more circular disc arrived and immediately started firing on their aircrafts. There was no evidence they could find where these ships came from. One of his men said, "Admiral, there is no point of entry location. They are coming out of nowhere." Admiral Byrd and his men immediately changed their tactics to offensive engagement and immediately started firing back, targeting and even hitting some of these mysterious craft.
That's true.
Falling
I'm
to
not an aviation expert. I don't know the strategy of building plane wings out of other planes. It's possible that that's logistically sound.
the sea like their airships. They ended up striking some of these ships, and it became a heavy battle with casualties on both sides. But it was obvious they were losing. These circular discs had superior laser-like weapons and explosives. They could travel at Mach speeds unheard of according to modern-day physics. Their shields and defense systems were far superior than the Admiral and his fleet. As the battle waged on, it took a dark turn. As the Admiral was ready for retreat, one of his men yelled and pointed up. All of a sudden, several more circular craft appeared out of thin air. They immediately started firing, hitting every ship and Navy boat, and
I like that
destroying
it has
it
like
with
a
one
laser,
shot.
like destroy all humans. Oh god, the layering. It doesn't know how to do layers. Like, look at the explosions. They look like separate, like, transparent image effects that they put on the wrong layer of Photoshop or of the editing program. Like the one in the foreground is exceeding the border of the frame. It's slightly off on the left.
The great
Look at it! Oh my
admiral screamed, "Pull out! Pull out!" retreating his
god! Wow,
small
that
remaining
explosion went way out of frame. What is this crap? Can't believe people fall for this shit.
firing, but stood there still in one place, not moving in the sky, watching
Pterodona says this could be a so bad it's good movie if it wasn't filled with AI.
them retreat, with the feeling of arrogance that this was their land, their territory. One of Admiral Byrd's men asked him while dazed and confused, "What the hell was that?" The Admiral took his binoculars to take one last close-up look at these ships and saw something that changed his life. He wasn't sure what he saw exactly, but it appeared to be the most hideous-looking creature he saw inside the ship he had ever seen. It was clear that whatever
That's hideous to you? Your bar's low.
these things were not of this world. And it became clear to Admiral Byrd, although it only became clear after the battle, that the Germans and whoever or whatever their alien benefactors are, were watching them, his Navy fleet and their base, the entire time they set foot in Antarctica. When Admiral Byrd returned to the US and met with President Truman and Naval Intelligence, he told them his story with great detail about how a mysterious fleet of advanced aircraft in Antarctica
Admiral Byrd wasn't a monster fucker, clearly. Yeah. What a shame. You missed out.
South Pole, so advanced they can fly within seconds from pole to pole, almost destroyed his entire fleet. But he never got a direct location on their headquarters or base of operation. Their whereabouts remain unknown. President Truman and the other naval officers said we have to classify this information as disclosed, top secret. Only certain eyes will be allowed access to this information, and the public is to never find out. They told him this information is to never leave this facility, that there is an advanced military fleet that is this powerful operating on our planet.
Italian Shakespeare says, "Monster fuckers unite. Unless we all find ourselves in a spooky mansion, then I think we should split up, gang."
The meeting, it became clear to
I
Truman
think that'll work out best for all of us.
and the Naval High Command that they had to take this war to the shadows. They did not want the public to know, for it could cause chaos and distrust in their government. Truman then formed a
What?
secret
I don't have any
intelligence
creeper fan fiction. What are you talking about?
unit to gather
Who
any
said that? And why were you in my head?
information they could find on UFOs or unidentified flying objects. This unit would be called MJ-12, and it would
Jeepers,
unfortunately
it's the
become the
creeper.
creation of what we know today as the Shadow Government. In our next video, we will be discussing how exactly the Germans after World War II and their mysterious alien benefactors managed to successfully build out a military base in Antarctica, and the even more mysterious creatures and ancient technology they discovered. Until then.
Well, that was terrible. Take a look at the bingo card real quick and see if we got anything. Yeah, the other creeper. The creeper from Scooby-Doo. Kind of like a zombie guy. Let's see. Did we have anything other than uses AI? Aliens did it, I guess. I believe sci-fi technology exists. Transphobia, transvestigation. Uses AI, of course. Aliens did it. I think that's it. I think that's it. Oh yeah, we can do reptilians. They were clearly going for reptilians with the aliens. I'll count that. The phony phantom. He's just a guy in a sheet. I don't know. I feel like this is really pushing the limits of what's considered a monster fucker. I think you just want to fuck a guy in a sheet. which is fine, but I don't know if that's a monster. But, you know, who am I to split hairs? I have to pee real quick, so I will return in just a moment when I am ceasing my urination. So, while I'm gone, Cher will tell you about, Miami Connection. Be right back. Ooh, bingo. Let's get this real quick. Mark of the Beast, Satanic, Illuminati. I believe sci-fi text gematria. You win! You win. I will write your name down in just a minute. No, I should do it now. Here we go. Let me get your name. Peachy Royal Ann. Hell yeah, Royal Ann. Congrats. Let me know when your sub runs out, and I'll get that for you. All right. Gonna run and use the bathroom. Be right back. Be normal, chat. Be normal. Be right back. I've returned. All right. Let's do it. Gift the sub to someone? Okay. Thank you for your generosity. Will do. All right. Cross your name. Okay. Do that gift sub, and then we will continue. So that's our official bingo winner for the day. We'll keep playing for fun. But that's the gift sub, and it is getting gifted randomly. Pastel Dyke wins by random chance. So congrats, Pastel Dyke. Sorry, just trying to... Alright. Sorry, I ran downstairs to grab some packages I got, because I ordered some more makeup off the internet. Alright, let's see what we're gonna do next. What's this?
Hey, everybody. Beautiful day today. Rex Bear Leak Project. How the heck are you? Fan favorite, personal friend, very knowledgeable. Bob Gilpatrick's with us today. And we're going to talk about more energy. I want more energy. Who doesn't want more energy? And thank you. I am going to order some more Gladiator barley. I am out of the Gladiator barley again. Have a new thing of Boomer Boost.
Top 3 monsters I'd fucking D&D and why? Tiefling is number 1, for obvious reasons. Shapeshifter, for variety. Centaur. No, not Centaur. Minotaur. Sorry, not Centaur. Minotaur. One of them has a human top half and a animal bottom half, and which is which matters a lot. So I'm gonna go with Minotaur.
The Mayatrol. I'll thank you for sending me this. I know it's tough to get your hands on this. I wanted to update
Furbolg's a good choice too.
everybody on the bike race that I
It
did.
either needs to fall in the in demonic, like looks like a demon, or looks really furry. One of those two things. And don't say I'm a furry. I'm not a furry. I just mean in terms of a monster, if they have a coat of fur, that's fine. Like Sully from Monsters, Inc. Fuckable.
It was
Mike, not fuckable. In my view.
It was not a bike race. It was more like a t-shirt ride, but it was 48 miles,
Unstable
6,000.
Deadbeat says, I'll gift a sub if someone who doesn't already have one wins now that we're playing for fun. Oh, thank you, Unstable Deadbeat.
Approximately
Go on a lady or man tiefling. We can flip a coin on that. It's fine.
feet elevation
I'm bi, so
gain. Started from
I'm good with whatevs.
Durango to Silverton, 2 mountain passes. It's called the Iron Horse Classic, and knocked it out, man. It was amazing. I went with my 67-year-old dad. He knocked it out of the park, and people were just so cool at that event. And I gotta say, man, these supplements help.
Whatever 3132 with a $5 super chat says tiefling, obviously. Hannah tells on herself on the bingo card. I mean, I've been open about that.
A ton. You got to exercise a lot. You got to eat right. Nutrition's huge, but the products are amazing, folks. You can get these products at boomerboost.com. Use the code REX. You'll get an extra $5 off. Stack the discounts. There's some awesome discounts right now. And Bob's going to share with us some of the formulas to optimal nutrition as well as optimal energy outside of coffee, because coffee's great too. What have you been up to, Bob? It's good to see you, man. You look great.
Chilling, scamming on the bingo card.
Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, everything's good. It's full on summer here in Florida now, and one of my sisters has just come to town today to visit from Hawaii.
Cool.
She's a retired medical doctor, and she's come to visit her family here in Florida. So later on today or tomorrow, get to go and visit with her. It's all good, man.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, 2 different lifestyles, Colorado, Florida, you know. You got the beautiful beaches out there in Florida, and in Colorado, we don't have the ocean. We kind of have some beaches, but it's a cool place to, like, I'm getting a lot of invites to go to Florida. So I'm probably going to go visit my friends Mike and Kim out there. They've got some kayaks, and we might do some kayaking on, I think it's called Clear Lake, where they found some artifacts and some ruins out there. But I definitely want to hit the oceans. I want to hit the Keys. I want to go and check out the Star Fort out there and do a bunch of kayaking in the ocean. I think that'll be.
It annoys me so much that they act as though star forts aren't like documented, their building and their purpose. They act like it's some magical thing no one knows about. They're literal military forts. We know about them.
Amazing.
Military history is quite well documented
I'll
in
call
the
you.
Americas, because it's relatively recent if we're talking about colonists, which we generally are.
There you go, man. There
Yeah.
you go.
So
Cool.
give us some good news, man.
Yeah, so this is the time of year when we put our flagship product, Boomer Boost, on sale.
It's so
And-
funny that it's called Boomer Boost.
It's 30% off. So that's the best discount we.
How often is it 30% off? Is this like Mike Pillow, who's always running a 50% off sale? Or Kohl's, his entire business model? Don't go to Kohl's. Disgusting.
give all year long. So if people are used to taking Boomer Boosts and you want to stock up, you can get 4 of them at that price. And if you haven't taken Boomer Boost before, this is the ultimate energy drink. It doesn't have any caffeine in it or any stimulants. It's designed to stimulate your own energy
Okay,
production
so not a real energy drink then.
system.
This is gonna be a placebo.
And we've known for
I need my caffeine. Like, whatever is 3/4 of a lethal dose, I will take that, please.
quite a while, Rex, how that works. The Krebs cycle is a metabolic pathway that's in your mitochondria, which are the powerhouses of your cells.
Word salad on the bingo card! We did it! We got a mitochondria as the powerhouse of the cell! Brachiology says, live from Hannah's brain! Let's see what it is. Sorry, I should have been faster on this link before I read it. There we go. Live from Hannah's brain!
Well, that brings back memories.
Okay, I need to watch this show, apparently. I gotta stop telling you guys so much about the inner machinations of my mind. I'm disgusting.
That's where the energy is made and then shared, distributed and shared with all the rest of the components of the cells. And some cells have a lot more mitochondria in them, like your heart has, cells with 300 mitochondria that are all pumping out energy at the same time. And then other cells have less, but they need certain nutrients in order to perform properly. So the mitochondria won't make energy, which is in the form of a molecule called adenosine triphosphate. You won't make that unless you have the right nutrients. You have to have a supply of fuel in the form of carbohydrates or fats, and
I'll just eat pasta.
You have to also have micronutrients, vitamin B1, B3, B6, coenzyme Q10, and then this cycle, which is a circle of really transmutation where one molecule is becoming a different one and a different one and a different one. And after about 30 different iterations, it becomes ATP, and then you have energy. And so when we design Boomer Boost, it's designed knowing all the different aspects of energy, including the Krebs cycle. So we made sure that everything that's needed by the Krebs cycles in Boomer Boost, and that's a good reason why people start to feel more energy when they take it, right?
I'm sorry for this, but this is going to be stuck in my head if I don't play this. This is going to show my age.
You're gonna be... Hey! Do you want to feel so energetic? Try Power Thirst. Energy drinks for people who need gratuitous amounts of energy. With all new flavors like chocolate. Chocolate energy. It's like adding chocolate to an electrical store. Sound the alarm. You're gonna be uncomfortably energetic. What's that? You want strawberry? Well, how about raw berry? Made with lightning. Real lightning. Sports. You'll be good at them. It's an energy drink for men. Energy. These aren't your dad's puns. These are energy puns. Turbo puns. Science, energy, science, energy.
Wow, this was really that period on the internet where you could just scream loudly random things, and it was hilarious.
Electrolytes, turbo lights, power lights, more lights than your body has room for. You'll be so fast, Mother Nature will be like, slow down.
You'll be like, fuck you, and kick her in the face.
You and kick her in the face with your energy legs. You'll have so much energy, just running all the time. Power running, power lifting, power sleeping, power dating, power eating, power laughing, power spawning babies. You'll have so many babies. 400 babies. Give chocolate to your babies and they'll be good at sports. Make your babies run abnormally fast. They'll run as fast as Kenyans. People will watch them running and think they're Kenyans. They'll race as fast as Kenyans against actual Kenyans, and it'll be a tie and they'll get deported back to Kenya. Hey, go with the sure thing. Don't gamble on your energy. Snake eyes. Try Power Thirst, the energy drink that will make you soar.
This video was uploaded 17 years ago. This video can almost vote. I'm the Crypt Keeper.
And then, some people might be listening to say, well, why do I need more energy? I'm up and about, I'm doing okay. But when people increase their level of energy, especially if they
I'm sorry to retread this issue, but the fact that there even are old internet videos fucks me up. Like, I came of age right when the internet was becoming a popular thing. Like, I know the internet has existed in some form, back through before I was born. But, like, I grew up in the period where it was catching on for consumers, the average consumer. AOL was coming on, and people were getting into chat rooms, and then YouTube in 2005 came on the scene, So the fact that there are old internet videos does not sit right with me. To me, it's new media, still. The fact that there are old YouTube videos is odd.
they have low energy, a lot of really good things happen. Number one, you feel different. You feel more optimistic. You feel like getting up and about. You have better focus and concentration. You
Is this what Grandpa Joe drank before he did his dance number?
kind of accomplish more things. You feel like
Hannah's the Giver now. I love that book. The movie was dog shit, but what a good book. I actually have the tetralogy, quadrilogy. I forget if it's 4 books. I think it's 4 books in the series.
like exercising. You have more ability to exercise, and things that require physical stamina and strength quite
I have old YouTube videos. Don't do that to me.
often are very fun. Going on
I'm
hikes.
old enough that I have the old version of the YouTube plaque. I don't even know if I've ever seen someone with one of these ones, like, in years. This was before the ones they have now. This was the silver play button they did before the one that's all one piece. This one has, like, an actual frame and a normal, like, setting. And just this is the silver part. These were, like, the first play buttons they gave out. Wonder if this is worth anything. Probably sell it and buy some Blu-rays. It's a joke.
And being able to get up and about and go and do things without dragging yourself around or having to be in a wheelchair. And it also, having more energy helps with weight control or releasing weight that you don't need or want, because you've got this energy.
Oh, this is random. Sorry, ADHD moment. But if you don't remember the other day when the transvestigator lady had that box set of after-school specials that was like $400 on eBay, and I was like, I want it so bad. Mr. Blast found me one for cheap. So thank you, Mr. Blast, for finding me this 26-episode edition of the after-school specials box set in the bus. That's awesome. Thank you, Mr. Blast. You're excellent. Anyway.
Energy to move around, your body burns more calories.
I'm gonna move on from this guy, because his energy is just killing me. Or lack thereof. What's Hans up to?
So that it
How cheap? I don't know. He did not tell me specifically. I was just told he got it for me as a gift, and I was told it was much cheaper than the other listings. That's all I know.
Hi everyone. Today, the day I'm making this video is July 2nd, 2024. It's been about a month, surprisingly, since I stopped making daily videos, and I'll probably, once summer's over, maybe I'll go back to making daily videos again. I really do like doing that. And a big part because I feel like there isn't a lot of content out there, and so I do like just making videos because I think it's fun to watch people's YouTube videos and comment, and there's a sense of community.
Me too.
And I really appreciate all that stuff. And you don't always have to have some sort of groundbreaking thing to make a video. Sometimes it's good to just say whatever comes to mind, or, not every day needs to be this big revelation. I think that...
What's this map for? Sorry, you can't read the key. The key says percent who believe America should be declared a Christian nation. The national average is 27%, which is lower than I thought. So that's good.
Sometimes it's easy to get in that.
Hell yeah for Michigan, being relatively low on this scale, by the way. Not as good as New York, but for the Midwest, it's not bad.
At least years ago.
Doing better than Indiana.
It's like a high, you know, what's this new truth I'm going to uncover? And for me, I like to keep my eyes on the prize, which is, hey, conspiracy showed me that God is real, and I know that the Bible's real now, and Jesus is the Messiah, and those are the important truths. So don't get lost on this looking for the next breakthrough. And you notice how a lot of times that's how it goes with certain channels. You watch their channel and you see a video and you're like, whoa. But then it's like years pass and there's no evolution of thought. They're still talking about the same thing, still following the same little schedule. And where's the evolution? And if it's not bringing you to Jesus, I don't see the point. And also it makes me appreciate normies more, that you're really not an elevated individual because you seek out these esoteric hidden knowledges, and you're no better off than some normie grandma who loves Jesus more than you do. So I don't know, that's just something that I keep in mind, and I guess trying to keep me grounded, so to speak, and more relatable than just being a crazy conspiracy person. But this is what brought me to Jesus, so I'm also not going to discount that. And I do feel like there is a big place for original thought in this world, and that would be so cool if every city had a...
How does conspiracy equal Bible as a Christian? I don't get the link. Sure. So Hans and a lot of other people similar to him, for instance, are flat earthers and believe that the reason that they're lying about the shape of the earth is to obfuscate Jesus or the Christian God from people. He claims that conspiracy brought him to Jesus, but that's probably not really the entire picture. He was already primed to believe in Jesus. He's from the United States, where Christianity is like the predominant religion, both practically and culturally. So I would imagine it caused him to slip into religion, and Christianity was the one that was there, that he saw the most, that he had the most material on. And he ended up connecting all of his conspiracy stuff to Jesus. Also, if you're a literalist like Christian, magical thinking is a way that people kind of get into conspiracy theory too. So works both ways, unfortunately.
Gathering where people talked about biblical cosmology openly and were like, yeah, we believe in Genesis and flat earth and satanic deception. People that took satanic earthwide deception more seriously. That would be cool if there were if every city had a flat earth church that preached out of the Bible and talked about satanic deceptions.
As we all know, no church teaches from the Bible.
And hey, I figure that I just do that kind of thing online on a public platform through the internet. It also serves a purpose, and it can do good. And we can glorify God on YouTube, however ridiculous that seems. I mean, that's how I woke up, through YouTube, so other people are gonna find Jesus through YouTube, even though it seems silly. It's a real place. You know, some people like to go to college campuses and talk to students about the Bible, and that's a really cool way to do it. This is just the way that I do it. So figure out your way. How do you... I know people that I've met through this that are really good in a way that I'm not really good about talking to just people in real life about conspiracy or talking about Jesus. So everybody has their own way. Well, that's just the beginning blurb. Let's get into this video.
He takes forever.
This is one of those videos where I just picked the random images off of my phone that are things that I think about a lot. So let's get into this one. The reason that this image is something that I've been thinking about, well, it's just something that I do think about from time to time, is how God does bless his people, And America being a Christian nation, even though the whole thing about, like, who were those men in tights? Who really was George Washington? Is George Washington a Babylonian? Is he a Chaldean? Does George Washington go back? Is he a Nephilim? Who are those men in tights? I think that's a good question. And I don't believe anything about the history of America or of the United States of America. I think an interesting topic is that I believe that these lands were, in the last reset, I don't think that there was a unified United States of America. I think that was a big part of this reset is making the United States a unified nation. And I mean, I guess before I forget that tangent, the United States being for God and being a Christian nation was necessary for them to become as powerful as they are, I believe. And that's because nations that follow God are blessed. And united, for all the bad stuff that happens here, the United States is such a free place. And I do feel very...
Okay, I'm sorry, Hans is annoying me to no end today. I gotta jump off his, because, my god, it's just annoying the shit out of me. How about someone who claims that they, like Dr. Doolittle, can talk with the animals? Forrest Espion says, as a Californian, I'm kind of sad were we at where we're at, but I understand, because we had a crazy thing in the 1960s called the Jesus Movement. In fact, one of the big founders of it, Pastor Greg Laurie, is very well known. The only silver lining is Pastor Greg Laurie is a very pro-COVID vaccine and even paid his church to be used as a free COVID test site. We sadly also have crazies like John MacArthur, hardcore COVID denier. Hannah, have heard of the Jesus Movement of the 1960s in California? No, I'm not familiar. Yeah, this is from the same lady that did the caveman talk. The other lady's different, though.
Hi there, everyone. We have somebody really new, and I'm so excited because we've never spoken with an animal communicator before. So, Cheryl, can you tell us your full name and a little bit about you and how you work?
Okay.
And also,
well,
Eric, by the way, Eric, tell how Eric came in to come.
Okay, I was doing my meditation before I started and clearing, and he showed up on an elephant holding onto its ears, and he says, please tell my mom I'm here and I'm making an interest. And he got me laughing because I'm a little
Which is really cool because Robert Burke, who's a dear friend.
Yikes. Forrest Espion says, context, I'm referring to the Christian Nation chart you had up.
Friend and medium of mine, oh gosh, years ago, said, oh my gosh, Eric is on top of an elephant going across the telephone wire. So we got this thing for elephants, I guess.
The woman on the right, her son passed away some years ago of a disease, I'm not sure what, and she regularly brings people on to channel her dead son. So if you're wondering where the motivation came from to get into this woo-woo stuff, guessing it was that.
All right.
Yeah. I was, as I was meditating, all my past dogs came through and they're like, you go, mom, you do this.
All right.
So,
all right. The floor is yours, Cheryl.
Okay, so I'm Cheryl Cole.
Yeah, I avoid the videos where she's talking with her son for pretty obvious reasons. Not touching that.
I've always had a connection since birth, and due to my upbringing, I kept it very hush-hush. And I would say things out of the blue as a kid, like, I have to have children before I'm 23. My mom would look at me and, and just the weird things, or someone will say a comment and I'll say, oh, well, that person's not going to be here by then. And I just, just let it go.
That's scary.
Yeah, and I just let it go. And then I moved to a farm and I had chickens and I had cows. And as they would pass, I would get messages, if there was something wrong in the coop or something. And then I got really attached to Buzzette, and she was my little angel chicken.
Oh.
So she helped me a lot. And then
Now I'm trying to figure out if this is a mental illness thing, or as a kid, if she just, due to lack of friends or something, started imagining the animals as her friends and kind of, you know how when you like talk to animals, like whether it's your house pets or if you live on a farm or something, you humanize them, you anthropomorphize them and imagine what they might say to you, but you recognize that they're not literally saying that, you know? So I wonder if as a kid she just got really into that to the point that she wasn't any longer able to tell that she was the one giving voice to them, that it wasn't them, it was her projecting words onto them, you know, for entertainment or whatever, and if she just lost the plot?
One day I walked in the coop and I had got some new ones and I heard Claire say, well, aren't you going to call us by name? And I went, okay. And then I would get a lot of messages from people's dogs that would pass over, and
Yeah.
I would just call them up and say, hey, this is the message. You know, what do you want to do with it? And then one day I met you on a meeting with our friends, and I had asked about learning to do this better. And Eric came and said, you already got it, do it.
Awesome.
So
Awesome. So, do you like to get messages mostly from, can you get them from living animals? as well?
living animals are a lot harder because they're like toddlers.
Oh,
You have
The animals don't really get smart until they're dead, I guess. Okay.
to build their trust. It's not an instantaneous thing. When they're passed over, they already know I'm in God's light,
yeah,
and I already got their approval, so they're already really trusting and let me go through.
that makes sense.
The live ones,
I like that she says that makes sense. It doesn't. There's not like a logical through line there. It was kind of a word salad of she's in God's light, so they trust her. What does that mean? When they're dead, they can see some sort of aura that shows she's good? Okay. You didn't provide evidence of any of that. You just believe her. That's so strange. Logan, how's it going? Make sure you check out KF Logan. I always call you Logan when you raid instead of Kevin because I suck. Anyway, go check out KF Logan 1875 here on Twitch. How was your stream? I hope it was good. I am doing Tinfoil Saturday right now. I'm Hannah. We look at conspiracy theorists and what they believe and the strange world of all the stuff they think. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. We're watching people right now. The woman on the left claims she can talk to animals, in particular, they're ghosts. So we're having fun listening to this. Woody Red, thanks for following.
you know, I do have a couple connections with my best friend's cat, but it's been years in the making.
Yeah.
You know, but they have to build a trust. Any living animal has to build a trust with you.
Dead ones are fine. Dead ones are very trusting. They're already dead. You can't hurt them anymore.
To know that you're coming from the heart,
Yeah.
that you're not going to misinterpret what they say. And some live animals will tell you what the owners want to hear and not what they really need to hear.
Peer pressure from their owners. That's sad. Not true, but sad nonetheless. Doggo Duck, thanks for following.
Oh, interesting. Well, what about working with?
Not going to explain the witch outfit. Why would I? No, sorry. We're on costume month. We have a tip goal, and whenever we reach it, we get a month of costumes, and the Discord votes on them every day. Today they voted for which costume? So I'm in this costume.
Missing pets.
I won't do that because my heart is so.
Oh.
It hurts.
What if you? Yeah. What if you hear that they're dead?
Right, and sometimes they're not actually dead. They're in say they're in a lot of pain and they just leave their body for a while. So if you tell the owner they're
what
dead and they're just really taking a separation from their body and they come back and they show up 2 years later, I wouldn't want to put any human being through that.
No, God, no, I wouldn't either.
Okay, so that's her justification for if an animal goes missing and she claims to like be like, oh, I talked to the ghost of your animal and they are dead. And then if the animal comes back, her justification was the animal was astral projecting at the time, and that's why you could talk to their ghost even though they were alive. All right, interesting justification.
All right, so do you have any messages for anyone?
Yes, the first thing is that all the animals, I wanted to tell your viewers that when they did pass, either naturally or you had to call a vet, all of them came through and said, you did the right decision.
Yeah.
Don't doubt yourself. So many people ask, you know,
There isn't even
were they
one
mad I
animal
put
that
them
was like, fuck you, you should have let me hold on longer.
down? Were they mad?
I know she's just trying to give comforting words to, like, pet owners. But don't lie to people. This disgusts me when people lie and claim, like, oh, I talked to your dead relative or your dead pet or whatever, and are like, they say you should be fine. Stop speaking for the dead, you grifter piece of shit. You are some of the worst scammers on the planet, and if there was a hell, you'd be going. Knock it off.
That I let them cross over naturally. And all of them that come through to me, whatever decision was made was the correct decision. So all you owners that had that decision to make, put peace in your heart. That's what they want.
So
They
how
wouldn't
do
have
they
had
like
it
the
any other
afterlife?
way.
Yeah.
Pardon?
How do they like the afterlife? Can they tell us a bit about what it's like over there for them?
Oh yeah, everyone, you know, they say Rainbow Bridge, and some of us do that just for our own comfort. I have a dog that passed that she goes and helps animals that pass without owners.
She thinks her dog's ghost comforts dying animals? Jesus Christ. Do Viking President, thanks for following.
And she keeps telling me, Mom, I'm too busy doing God's work. I'm too busy doing God's work. Some will reincarnate.
I'm like really saddened by this because I can't tell if she's outright grifting or if she is like buying her own bullshit, if she's high on her own supply, you know? Because, like, how profoundly sad is that you can't cope with the death of a pet to the point that you were imagining them on some sort of spiritual quest given by God instead of just the recognition that, you know, your pet that you loved died. Like, I know that's sad, but I think coming up with a whole story where they're doing, like, a weird touched by an angel adventure every week, I think that's unhealthy. That's an incredibly unhealthy delusion.
Come back to you, but most of them prefer not to because they'd rather watch over you or from the other side.
Oh.
Or if there was a really super duper bond, but then you expect them to come back maybe like the same color or, you know, something like that. And no, they learn, they progress, and they're a new energy.
Yeah. Do they have similar to the human experience? Do they have a situation where they also must spiritually evolve?
Yeah. Yep. And every time, you know, some people believe they come back as human beings, or sometimes we choose to be, say in the future,
reincarnation on the bingo card.
My granddaughter grows up and I want to help her. I'll come back as one of her dogs.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
You know, everybody.
I feel like if you wanted to help your ancestor, or not your ancestor, your antecessor, I guess, if you wanted to help one of your antecessors, your descendants, I feel like you could do better than their dog. Like, it's great that your pets can give you emotional support. Mine do me, of course. But, I don't know if they can give much practical help. Like, I'd rather you reincarnate as, like, a roommate or something to help pay the bills. I don't, like, I don't know if being a dog's gonna help. I thought we had reincarnation on the bingo card.
He has their own beliefs on that, but I truly believe that they do reincarnate, you know?
Yeah.
Come back as their accountant and do their taxes. See, that's practical. There you go.
No, I've heard that they do too. So, our current dog, Bella.
Come back as a billionaire that'll donate to very lefty causes. That'll help people's lives materially.
She's a little Yorkie. Just a little bit more than 5 pounds. She's so cute. I was told by Jamie Butler that she was the reincarnation of whoever was before Peanut, our Chihuahua. And that was our Weimaraner, Zoe.
Okay.
Zoe she was so amazing. Do you get anything?
How do I feel about Nick Cage? I like him in movies for the most part. Sometimes he's very silly. Sometimes it weirdly fits the movie. He's great in a ton of stuff. I like him. I don't know anything about him personally, so I don't know if he's like a douchebag or anything. But I like his movies, usually.
Do you feel?
Yeah, I'm getting that. She's like, don't have the same expectations. She said
Yeah.
there'll be little incidences where I will remind you of her, But I had a totally
Thank you, Magical.
different job to do with you, Mom.
What was the job?
This job is totally different. She's
Right,
going
what he read? What assholes?
to try to help keep you
How hard is it to keep in touch?
focused. Last time, I believe that dog helped you through a lot of emotional,
Okay.
and this one's more to
There's at least one movie that proves coming back as a dog can be very helpful to your family. I forget the title, though. Quigley? A Dog's Purpose? The Shaggy Dog?
Eric just said
Fluke! Fluke! Fluke. You're correct.
kick you in the butt
It
when
has
you
the cover with the puppy in the human shoes.
need it.
It really has been very healing for us after Eric's death, too.
Yeah, but she said sometimes you get caught in a brain thought, and she'll like start barking at something just to snap
Oh,
you.
really?
Yeah.
My
See?
So
God.
don't get
I'm
too
not
deep
crazy.
sometimes because you have to come back out of it.
Yeah. All right. Interesting.
And Peanut's the one that came through before when I was meditating.
Right.
And Eric's daughter.
I do not own Fluke.
For her.
It's a her.
It's a her.
Yeah.
Eric's
For Raiders, I have an extensive movie collection. That's why I say I don't have it.
like,
I have a habit of bringing up if any movie comes up if I own it or not.
haha, Mom.
Oh,
100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd. Wow, that's a deep cut. They never even finished that show, I don't think.
oh.
He says, "Can I put her on the back of the elephant with me?"
Sure. You get the boss over there. Are you kidding me? And then we had a little min pin, miniature pincher penny.
That's the one that came through yesterday. I kept it
Oh.
like a dachshund.
And it's like
DVDs, Blu-rays.
Yeah,
I have
miniature
some VHS tapes.
pincher.
4Ks.
It was
Min pin.
little longer body.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, that
Yeah.
one came through with the brown one.
Oh,
And then
wow.
I
Yeah,
told
they were
Mom we're
buddies.
here.
They were buddies.
Yeah, one was more mischievous than the other.
Oh, they were both pretty mischievous, but I think
No, one
probably-
always tried to outdo the other one.
I don't know. Which one do you think, Eric?
Oh boy, she's talking to her dead son. I'm bailing. I can't. I can't with her talking to her dead son. That just makes me so sad. Let's watch this real quick, and then I'm gonna take a break and use the bathroom, and then we will continue.
Alright guys, more perversion from the Jesuits that run these sports leagues. Excuse me.
The Jesuits run the sports leagues apparently now. Jesuits, for those that don't know, are a part of the Catholic Church.
But this is a weak depiction of a basketball court.
Nope, not anti-Semitism. Jesuits are Catholic.
And if you notice, here and here, you have what looks like a D-I-C-K.
Dick?
Right?
Wait, is he saying that he thinks I don't know the term for the lines on the court, the ones that are like, they're like, whoop, and then there's the whoop at the free throw line. You think that looks like a cock? Okay.
And what do you have here, huh?
A circle with a line halfway through the court that bisects the circle.
Well, I think you guys get the picture.
I don't! What's the circle? What's the
This is that.
circle?
What's this? And keep in mind, back in the day, having a ball, which in basketball you have a ball, but having a ball meant courtship.
What? Having a ball meant courtship? Oh, do you mean like having a ball, like a dance? Like a ball, and then there's like courtship at the dance?
Or having sex.
What? M. Scheffler says, someone start the hype. Also, my son really likes your videos. Oh, that's nice.
And there's another term in basketball. It's called taking it to the hole. taking it to the hole. Let's see if we can get this right. If you fold it up, you could see.
Yeah, if you fold the basketball court in half, a thing that, practically speaking, you can't do because it's a court.
My bad.
He thinks you can just inception the... Thank you,
They
MH
clearly
Darkies.
taking it to the hole.
Take it to
But,
my hole.
you know, it's all perversion, and we need to stop supporting these scripted leagues. And, you know, this is what our kids want to grow up to be. You know, in these scripted leagues where you're sacrificing people, even your own family, just for fame and fortune. And it's all perverted. And by the way, ball, that relates to
Bail.
It's not Baphomet, but it's the
Baal.
I
The Lord of the Flies.
I believe it's one of the satanic gods. That's where they got the term ball anyways.
Incorrect word etymology is evidence on the bingo card.
So it's all pretty satanic. And this is what our kids are aspiring to be, which is not cool.
It's not cool, guys.
So
Stop putting dicks in our sports.
just wanted to show you guys that, how they do things, throw it right in your face, and nobody seems to know, because when you go to these games and you buy expensive food and expensive drink.
I just imagine him in a basketball game and going, why isn't anyone talking about the giant dicks on the court?
Alcohol, everybody's usually drunk anyways, and if they're not, they're still not noticing what's going on right in front of their faces. And by the way, they using technology to rig these games. And I'm gonna say this, the athleticism is real, but the outcomes are fixed. So stop supporting these fucks.
These fucks. Putting dicks all over the place for me to think about. Stone Corbell says the word ball has nothing to do with the ancient Mesopotamian god Baal, but funny enough, it is related to the ancient Latin word for phallus. Oh!
Perverted fucks.
Someone pass me the ball.
With, you know,
Hannah regrets what she just said on the bingo card.
All these images and all these different.
But what about netball? Oh god, what's netball? Why have I seen this? A ball sport played on a rectangular court by 2 teams of 7 players. There's no backboard, right? That sucks. For me personally, I need a backboard.
Things that are entering into our subconscious mind, and we just accept them because we don't know how the subconscious mind works. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Leave a comment, tell me what you think. And remember, guys, the truth is simple. It's the lies that get complicated.
Alright, well I gotta pee. While I use the bathroom, Chair will tell you about classic comedy Chairman of the Board starring Carrot Top. Yeah, this is like the 4th time Chair's told you about Carrot Top's Chairman of the Board. There's so much depth. It takes a lot to talk about the complexities of Chairman of the Board. So once again, I leave you with Chair for this in-depth cinematic video essay. Sorry to steal Chair's thunder, but I'm back. Bittergrin says, Chair, I think you have a problem. I think you need to get help for your Carrot Top addiction. We're all here for you. I'm not. I am strictly an employer for Chair. I don't care about Chair even a little bit on an emotional or personal level. To me, it's just somewhere to park my ass. So. In fact, the position is open if anyone's looking. Harold Elman says, this was my first thought when he mentioned balls like that. Have fun. Will I be fun? Basket bail. Oh no. The queen is in the closet. Good old-fashioned balls. Sorry, Rachiology. Rachiology said... somewhere. Oh, how far back was this? I really suck. Where is this? The statement, if people didn't take their medication, more of them would see the penises like I do, is the only true thing said in this video. True. True.
Where are those good old-fashioned balls of yesteryear? Those good old-fashioned balls we held so dear. Nights filled with pleasure, I'll always treasure. Gone are the days of our balls. Give me those good old-fashioned balls I loved so much. And
well, that's something. Let's see what we're gonna cover next. This is called The Prison of the Future? Forbidden Knowledge Network.
This is a clip from Raised by Giants. You can listen to all their content at forbiddenknowledge.news and all podcast platforms. Just click the link in the description to get access to all their content now.
Back then we focused a lot on the secret space program, foolery, was it a LARP, was it a simulation, was it MK Ultra? Now I just believe it's 100% an ARG, right? It's a real life
an alternate reality game?
Reality game. None of it's real. It's based on
PSYOP on the bingo card?
On audience interaction and audience listener influence. Informs the creator of the game on where you take the story of the game next, right? But anyway, I back 2 years ago, I showed this article of this woman who spent a year on Mars, but it wasn't the real Mars. It was a psychological simulation experiment of Mars. And
sorry, this is a lot.
Here's the article real quick. Says Martians wanted NASA opens call for simulated.
Oh, I see. Like the actual thing where they wanted to do a simulation, like in the first episode of The Twilight Zone. Spoilers for the first episode of The Twilight Zone.
Year-long Mars mission. Wait a minute. This is the wrong one. Sorry. That's another one that I wanted to share. I got so many tabs open on this on the screen. Here it is. Okay. This woman spent a year on Mars as a psychological experiment. This was 5 years ago, I believe. This was in 2017. Environmental scientist Carmel Johnson had returned home from Montana after a year living on Mars, while a replica of the red planet built on the site of a Hawaiian volcano. It's called Hawaii Eyes Space Exploration Analog and Simulation. The idea is to operate a long-duration planetary surface missions to investigate crew composition as a sort of a psychological experiment for NASA. And then that brings us to the other article that I just brought up. Was the Martians wanted NASA...
Julia Giant Rat, thanks for following. Profane Priestess with 50 bits says, wait, I've never thought to mention this to you before, but the most recent part came out a couple days ago, so it's on my mind. Have you heard of Epic the Musical before? It's a series of indie-produced concept albums that, when taken collectively, are a musical adaptation of the Iliad, and Odyssey. Given your love of mythology, I think you'd like it. Oh, I've never heard of that before. That does sound like something I'd be into.
Opens call for simulated year-long Mars mission. And this was just recently. This was February 16th of 2024. NASA is seeking applicants to participate in the next simulated one-year Mars surface mission to help inform the agency's plan for human exploration of the red planet. The second of 3 planned based missions called Chippery, crew health and performance exploration analog. It's almost identical to the one that happened in 2017. Each mission involves a 4-person volunteer crew living and working inside a 1,700 square foot 3D printed habitat based at NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston. The habitat, called Mars Dune Alpha, simulates the challenges of a mission on Mars, including research limitations, equipment failures, communication delays, and other environmental stressors. Crew tasks include simulated spacewalks, robotic operations, habitat maintenance.
I'm assuming his point at the end of this is going to be, well, they're just doing a dry run for when they fake it for real. No, they're testing people being in isolation in a Mars-like environment in a thing similar to what they want to put on Mars.
Exercise and crop growth. NASA is looking for healthy, motivated U.S. citizens or permanent residents who are not smokers. You can't be a smoker on this mission, bro.
Yes? Yes? It's bad for your lung capacity and health. So you can't be smoking in a situation where you might have oxygen deprivation in space. I know this is a simulation, but they're going to take it seriously, and that's the point, is they want people who are of similar condition to people that would be going to space.
30 to 55
And oxygen tanks. Yep, they tend to explode.
years old in a prolific.
Who smokes these days? People smoke weed. Weed still counts as smoking if you're smoking it.
In English for effective communication between crew members and mission control. Applicants should have a strong desire for unique, rewarding adventures and interest in contributing to NASA's work to prepare for the first human journey to Mars. See, I thought that this was Elon Musk that was wanting to go to Mars. I didn't know that NASA also had a planned mission.
Oh wow, this guy's a dumbass. He doesn't even know how any of this works. SpaceX is contracted through NASA to develop craft for a Mars mission. They're not just doing it on their own. Oh my god.
To go to Mars.
Conspiracy theorists genuinely have like the worst model of how the world works, but they think they have an intricate, perfect one, and it's wild to me. They don't know how anything works. They're not up to date on news or like how things function, but they assume they know better than anyone. The ultimate Dunning-Kruger effect.
Mars as well.
They don't yet. They just planning for it. And going back to the 2017 one, if they're telling us about it, they've done it prior to that. And that's just a rule that people can put on anything. If you're hearing about it now, it's because they already did it. Right. And, going back to 2017, where they admitted that one, all the way through, I don't think that they've stopped. And Elon Musk probably has a company running similar things for himself right now as well, for his company. And I would imagine that the other space agencies do too. It's just, we only hear select parts of it, but the one thing you can always guarantee is if they're saying this now, it's because they've already done it.
I agree. And then I also showed this other article called
That's such specious
proto,
reasoning.
proto
You can't just say, well, as an axiom, I believe if they're telling you about it now, and they've already done this before. Can you demonstrate that? Can you explain why you believe that?
hologram. And it's like this about Proto Inc. Beam there. Proto is the world's first only holographic communications platform with its own hardware, software, and app. The company is growing very quickly and won this year's SX.
So it's like a big video conferencing thing. That seems like an expensive solution to a problem we don't have. You have FaceTime for personal stuff. Cisco exists for business communications. Don't think you need this.
XSW Innovation Award for connecting people, and has also received the first patent and their approach to creating, displaying holographic content. I just seen one of these at Walmart the other day when I was there. They
I seen it at Walmart.
had like this. This is what it looks like here on the left, but it's basically where you can just beam anybody anywhere on the planet as long as you have like this this system and this technology. It's like a holographic transportation type of thing. But I seen one of
Why is he repeating the marketing like it's teleport? It's literally just a video. It's a video streaming thing with a particular screen that I assume makes it look like a holographic image. These technologies have already existed separately. Video chatting's been a thing for like a decade for regular use through FaceTime. I've seen those holographic displays at different places for, again, about 10 years. You'll find them in marketing or weird tech demos. This is just an unnecessary combination of the two things to make it look like a high-tech sci-fi device. But it's a stupid startup that probably is sucking up VC cash like Nancy Reagan on Christmas.
Walmart the other day where they had like this iPad that was in the center of the screen and looked very 3D and very realistic. Of course, it's in the box, but that was another interesting one that I shared before that I thought was important to bring up. Now, you found something that's very interesting called Cognify, which is a concept video and explanation of VR and holographic simulation used for prison reform, which we're going to listen to here in a few minutes. That suspiciously sounds a lot like what people claim to happen to them in the secret space program, right? It'll make sense when everyone listens to it. But did you not say, like, I don't know, you might have even said it on my show not too long ago, that this hologram VR technology would probably first be used for prison reform?
What? Why? What? What?
Um,
I didn't understand what he means.
my word, like prison reform or mental health correction, like to help people who have delusions and help.
How would a video chat device help you with mental illness?
People who are not thinking properly, right? But the idea of bringing it out for prisoners is a way to show the public that it can work without it being on civilians, right? And so it's
I don't even know what he's talking about. What do they think these devices do?
like a slowly releasing it. People get used to it, or it normalizes a bit, and then it becomes entertainment after that. However, the reason why I found that particular video, is I've been watching that company for a while because I knew they were working on it. They actually have manufactured all the individual parts, which we'll see in.
He's talking about a video on YouTube. Oh, is he talking about that stupid video about prisoners and, like, the AI sped up prison sentence thing? That's done by a conceptual artist that's done stupid videos like this before. Like of, growing babies. They basically do concept videos of dystopian fucked up things, which, in a vacuum, fine. It's an art piece. I don't care. The problem is, continually, every time that artist puts out their concept videos, conspiracy theorists latch onto it and go, this is real. No. It's an art piece. And I'm sure the artist would go like, well, they're talking about it, it's provocative, that's the point. And it's like, no, they're taking it literally, you fucking idiot!
In the video all separately and tested them and used them. And I've kind of been watching because I know what they're doing. They're basically doing this in isolation so that they can bring it all together all at once. But what we're going to watch is just a concept video, but if they're putting it in that much detail, it means that they've done it and they know that it works, right? And they just can't show us the real live version of it working, but they've done it and they know that it works. And you'll also notice that all the different descriptions of the programs, as I've explained what the technology was like, is all included in this video, going all the way back to like the MRI style machine, which I said we're familiar with them reading, but they can also write. And
like the hard time episode, yes. Yeah.
That will show up in
There's also The 80s Twilight Zone TV show had a segment that was a short one that's along the same lines. Black Mirror had something similar.
Video as well. So I was just kind of, surprised to see it all in one place in such resemblance to the way I'm familiar with all of this technology. And then as you listen to their description and compare that to what I've been saying all of these years about what's been going on with it, you'll start to understand. And also what I've said about if they're telling us about it now, that means that they've practiced it a bunch of times. As anyone who listened to the gentleman with Neuralink talk to Joe Rogan about, they've been testing that for, many, many years. We're just hearing about it now. Been through like 200 versions of that thing, right? So this is no different. They've been through hundreds of versions of this as well. And that's what the programs were for, was so that they could test these things on humans, get away with it before they started bringing it out to the public. And here we are now.
Well, I even looked up in preparation for this show if the military uses holographic simulations to train their soldiers, and they do.
Yep.
And they have been for a really long time. Let me pull up this article here really quickly. Soldiers test new synthetic training.
Oh, he's using holographic interchangeably with virtual reality. That was throwing me off. I was very confused. He means VR. Okay.
Environment. Fort Covros, Texas, 1st Cavalry Division soldiers who normally take their Abrams tanks and Bradley command vehicles to the field are testing new virtual synthetic training environment indoors. We're helping the Army develop synthetic training environment, which calls CT.
Demolition Man, cryogenic reprogramming. Yeah, there's examples of this all over sci-fi, of prisoners or people being put in some sort of virtual scenario to reform them or for prison or torture.
He said Bragg General George C. Hackler, commander.
Yeah, I have I have, let's see. I have this version of Farscape. I think there's a newer version out that I also have on the wish list. But I do have this older version that someone sent. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet, and I guess I'm not sure if it's which region code it is. I don't know. But yes, I have Farscape.
Commander of the U.S. Army Operational Test Command. OTC is involved with the STE as the Army's answer to simulation training for modern battlefield.
That's a holo soldier wearing a headset. Gonna have to explain that more to me. Is it like one of those things that's supposed to add a HUD, basically, that gives you info? Because I've heard about that. You're gonna ask me to add it, but it's there? Okay.
What is all this? And,
Do this one. This is Tartaria related, I think.
what are we looking at here? What is all this? This is a huge compilation of photographs. I mean, this is hundreds and hundreds of pictures of things. Some of them still exist, some of them still stand, but many of these are gone. Completely gone. And what is significant about these?
Thanks for
I
following.
mean, this is a wide range of things we're talking about here, but generally speaking, these are remnants of the old world.
What's with his tone?
What? You don't like people to talk to you on the internet in a weird, deep, whispery tone? Is this off-putting for you? 'Cause it's uncomfortable for me.
This is what persisted up until the age of photography, if you will. I'd consider the old world, I mean, really around the 1400s, it was the modern world. It really was.
Oh, that really hurt my throat. Ow.
I've studied it extensively. I know history so well. And despite all the propaganda that they pushed upon me in the different colleges and different schools. And
how many colleges did you go to?
forget all that shit. I've done my own research in addition to the establishment training. I know there's something going on. There's stuff that's been hidden. It's clear. It's beyond the controlled opposition BS that you hear from a
controlled opposition on the bingo card.
A lot of channels, all right? It's everywhere. I mean, I'm not just talking about giants and dragons and things like that, which
giants on the bingo card
are absolutely real, as they push bullshit like evolution and dinosaurs and, I'm not going to go on, but, my channel's not about dividing people.
Hold on, I gotta save this is incredible. Who made this video? This is on this channel, but this isn't made by the guy whose channel it is. He pulled it from somewhere, and this guy's incredible.
I don't care what you believe in,
No, I don't think this is satire.
Stay true to your beliefs. That's fine.
Let me put it this way. The channel that I found it on is definitely not satire. It's a channel that takes conspiracy videos from around the internet and puts them in one place. One of the places I find videos for this show. Trade secret. Anyway, I don't know who's the actual creator of this, but conspiracy theorists are taking it seriously, so even if it was satire, it's being treated seriously. I like to gesticulate with my Freddy Krueger glove, can you tell? I'm a dork, and real cringe.
I want to show you things that, that are not here, something we all have in common. This stuff isn't here anymore in many cases. This is our heritage. This is who we are. I mean, we're men.
M. Scheffler says, ooh, evolution dinosaurs.
And we're created by God, but we've accomplished great things. All right? And yes, I do believe that, there's civilizations. Yeah, there was other stuff involved, technology-wise, and this and that, the other. We're not who we were. Okay, we're not. All right, I don't believe in evolution. I'm not talking about evolving. That's not what I'm saying. All right. In fact, if you go back to Adam and Eve, we were the best.
Who shouldn't pee? Thanks for following. What a name.
We could have possibly been the purest, the most man you could be, and now we are just a pale replica, a pale facsimile, a copy of a copy of a copy to the infiniteth power. Infiniteth power. I know it's not a term, but you understand my meaning. All right, it's sad that we don't understand who we were, and this offers a glimpse. This is, I mean, really, this is scratching the surface, and that's all I can ever really do, because the truth of all this is so much deeper.
Why does it sound like this is turning him on? I don't mean to be indelicate about it, but it sounds like he's fucking in your ear. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he sounds like he's horny for conspiracy theories. Am I fucking crazy? What is this voice?
I could take thousands upon thousands of photographs, put them together, and it would do nothing. All right, I could go into each one of these photographs and dig deep, and I wouldn't get anywhere. This is huge. This is massively huge, and I'm just one man. So what I feel to be important is to show you a wide range of things, to impress upon you the grandeur, the technology, the mystery, the lack of understanding of what we were and what we are and what happened. There's a huge war. There were floods. There was the Great Flood. Stuff happened. It wiped out so much. And then after that, things were systematically destroyed and hidden and covered up and obfuscated. The lies are so thick. I can't imagine the size of the shovel necessary to dig through this bullshit. It's beyond me, all right? But I have such an understanding of it that it feels like my obligation to show you pieces of it. And these are still photographs. These are stone buildings. It displays architecture. It displays technology. Things that, look at our civilization. Look what we got now. I mean, chicken shacks and storage centers and McDonald's and, shopping centers and highways and basically cardboard houses.
Yeah, I'm with Pooh shouldn't pee on this one. Don't make jokes that are like effectively just ableist and using slurs. Don't do that. Jesus
Tossed
Christ.
together in a couple days. They're absolute garbage. Where's the architecture? Where's the beauty? Where's the craftsmanship? Well, the rich people got it. I mean, really uber rich. You know what I mean? But, come on now. This isn't... this is something that belongs to all of us. We've all had this forever. It doesn't take a genius to build a civilization like this. It takes a people who are unwilling to put up with the garbage that's been impressed upon us to keep us subdued. We have this technology, or most of it's lost, but if we put our heads together, if we put our technology and our documentation and our hard work and our all of our experiences together, we could recreate much of this. If we really worked hard and put our resources together, and the resources are plentiful. It's not like stone is hard to find. It's not like water or oil are hard to find. They're limitless.
Okay, they're literally not limitless. Water, at least, is, the water cycle recycles water back up into stuff, but, like, it's being utilized in multiple places. It costs things, and there is absolutely a finite amount of available oil.
There's no such thing as a non-renewable resource.
I don't even know what to do with that. You're wrong. You're wrong. Wrong. Incorrect.
This is Earth. God gave it all to us.
This is Earth!
And it continuously supplies all of our needs. It's the assholes trying to
Holy shit, this is suicidal. Toreador says, interesting, but the original question was, can you tell me about your childhood and your relationship with your parents?
trying to control supply and demand and the prices of things that are affecting our understanding of what's available. All right? And they don't want this stuff. They don't want you to see what we had. You're going to start noticing what you have. Look around you. Is it anything like these pictures? Is it anything? Some of these are a little more modern, but, really, you don't see this shit. You do not see it.
I don't understand what shit he thinks that they had that we are incapable of having. Like, some of these pictures are of things that still exist.
It's absolute garbage. You drive your car, you could drive for miles. Just about any country in the world, you're going to see garbage. Unless you're driving past a patch of God's forest or mountains or oceans or something. If it's not nature, it's garbage. It's absolute garbage. And even nature's been perverted to the point where, what the fuck? Try finding some food or water or air that's not polluted and destroyed. It's
doesn't understand his problem is capitalism on the bingo card?
It's gotten bad. It's important that we remember where we came from. It's important that we remember what we've accomplished. We are great because of God. I'm not saying man is great over God. I'm saying man is great because of God. And yeah, I know there's old technology. I know there may have been other civilizations. I know there were giants. That's absolutely true. And there's so much documentation. It's ridiculous.
All that documentation of giants.
When we were their slaves for God knows how long, and we took control back. There were wars. There was
vibes-based conspiracy. Yeah.
Shit that happened. There were dragons. They were all wiped out, at least by the time of St. George the Dragon Slayer.
Parthenax.
There's documentation. I know this. I don't spew shit. I don't just spout BS. I know what I'm talking about. All right. There's documentation of all that I speak of, and there's so much that it's ridiculous to even
There's so much, guys. There's so much of it. He's not even going to get into it. That's how much there is.
refute it. But that's neither here nor there. This is what I wish to impress upon you. This beauty that has been lost. This grandeur, this us. What have we become? What are we now? What is this? We a
Unstable Deadbeat, do you have a bingo? Because I think there was someone who was saying if someone else won bingo, they'd gift a sub. They're still here.
slave civilization? I mean, what are we? And don't forget that what I'm showing you is just, I mean, these are pieces of what was once. This isn't even what was once. It's just what we saw by the time photography
Zyron, thanks for following.
was invented, if you will. You know? That's
Ugh.
bad. That's bad.
I hate when you hear a laugh and you're like, oh, this person needs help.
I mean, imagine what was before. So look around you. Look in your cities, look in your towns, your countries, whatever. Look around you. Appreciate what's there, but understand that the new reinterpretation of what it is probably wrong. It could be much older. It could have a different intent. It could have been built by somebody else. And it's just a piece of everything else that has been destroyed and lost around it. The old world. There's more stuff out there than I'll ever have time to dig into and cover. But don't you believe for 1 second that I'm going to stop trying.
What was the name of that channel at the end there? Myth Chronicler. Let me see if I can find him. Myth Chronic. There he is. We did it. Save this to my normal conspiracy rotation because, oh boy, I feel like he's a whole can of worms and a half. Saved under conspiracy. Let's see what we're going to do next. Check out how the remote viewer bros are doing.
Tonight, our remote viewers are going to review their data on a woo-woo target that has been referred to by some as the place where the gods were created.
Okay, first of all, data. No. Second of all, you call it woo-woo yourself? Interesting lamp shading. Brachiology says one of these buildings is a famous mosque in northern Nigeria. The advanced material it's made of is adobe, aka mud and skill.
Our target, what happened to Teotihuacan? Teotihuacan is a megalithic site that is located in Mexico. The remote viewer is to move to the ancient city of Teotihuacan, Mexico, at the point of time during the abandonment of the city by the civilization that built it. The viewer will describe the reasons why the city is being abandoned, and the viewer will describe the leadership of the city. A little bit.
Yeah, this is gonna be yikes. These people remote view, or claim to, meaning they psychically claim that they can see and hear places that are distant in space and time. Nonsense. Of course, there's never been any evidence that remote viewing is a real thing. In controlled experiments, it has always been shown to be false.
Bit of background here. It's an ancient Mesoamerican city.
Yeah, they basically sit around and make shit up in their head and then compare their imaginations.
Located 30 miles northeast of modern-day Mexico. It was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987, was settled as early as 400 BC and became the most powerful and influential city in the region by 400 AD. By the time the Aztecs found the city in the 1400s and named it Teotihuacan, meaning the place where the gods were created, the city had been abandoned for centuries. Teotihuacan's origins, history, and culture largely remain a mystery. It's arranged in a grid layout that covers about 8 square miles. It contains around 2,000 single-story apartment compounds, as well as...
Radiology says, I did my master's dissertation on this. Should I be taking notes? Probably not. This is going to cause psychic damage. I skipped over the name, by the way, and said on this, because I will butcher that! Unless someone gives me a phonetic pronunciation, I'm not even going to try.
Various pyramids, plazas, temples, and palaces of nobles and priests. The main buildings of Teotihuacan are connected by the Avenue of the Dead. It's a 130-foot wide, 1.5-mile long road that's oriented slightly east by 15.5 degrees of true north and points directly at the nearby sacred peak of Cerro Gordo, an extinct volcano. We have the Pyramid of the Moon, which was likely used for human sacrifice and other rituals based on studies of human remains found at burial sites. Pyramid of the Sun. The original purpose of the Pyramid of the Sun is unknown. The archaeologists believe it was originally had an altar on top of the pyramid. Therefore, it most likely was built to honor a deity. There was a tunnel discovered under the ancient pyramid. There's several tunnels discovered under there. This is from an older article. Archaeologists think the tunnel under the Pyramid of the Moon in Mexico's Teotihuacan may represent the underworld as part of an ancient belief system, according to the International Business Times. This is interesting, and some of you had data on this as well. Lakes of mercury and human sacrifices. After 1,800 years, Teotihuacan reveals its treasures. In 2003, a tunnel was discovered beneath the Feathered Serpent Pyramid in the ruins of Teotihuacan, the ancient city of Mexico. Undisturbed for 1,800 years, the sealed-off passage was found and contained thousands of extraordinary treasures lying exactly where they had first been placed as ritual offerings to the gods. Even more remarkable was the miniature mountainous landscape, 17 meters underground, with tiny pools of liquid mercury representing lakes. The walls of the tunnel were found to have been carefully impregnated with the powdered pyrite or fool's gold to give the effect of firelight of standing under a galaxy of stars.
Have you seen our private site yet? It is futureforecastinggroup.com, and it is so full of esoteric, mind-blowing, life-changing information. You can check it out at futureforecastinggroup.com.
Okay.
Wow, we couldn't even get that out in one take. That's a shame.
Interesting.
All right, now
let me get into this. So yeah, my
Imagining a scene similar to an American movie when Mark is trying to get his uncle to do the line and he just can't through like 40 takes. Don't do it. You have something to live for. Jesus told me so.
first look here, what I called like
Quite specific reference. Probably not worth the time.
a mound or something in a field.
Yeah, we can check bingo after this. We'll probably be done after this, honestly.
And the sense I get is like a gateway. I get words like open sesame, teleport, mostly flat, some hills in the distance, something like a mound there. And I keep getting the sense
Does he understand that open sesame is like a pun in English? Open sesame, open says me. Does he understand that that's literally like a dumb dad joke for magicians? Okay. Profane Priestess says, so interesting anthropology fact, the focus of these sorts of conspiracies shifts with time and geography. The ancient Greeks and Romans had Hyperborea, a mythical land beyond the north wind. The Spanish had El Dorado, the city of gold that was inspired by a mytho-historical indigenous king who was said to cover himself in golden dust. English colonists had Shangri-La, the land of eternal youth. The Nazis had their magical Norse giants. These people have Tartaria.
that
Hyperborea's in there somewhere, too.
it was
no, you
almost
already said Hyperborea. I'm a dumb bitch.
it's like a transport or communication type device. That's the sense. This one is
Do you
like
think, like in the teleport sense, or do you think this could be like as in their gateway to the underworld? Or do
yeah,
you think this is something
possibly
more
yeah,
technological.
Yeah,
Okay.
it could be something more technological, but you know that now that
Okay.
when you were mentioning in the debrief there, yeah, maybe it's their, path to the underworld. I get the sense of an undercurrent. This didn't feel natural. This felt like someone built this in here.
Yeah. Which is what the feedback said too.
Yeah. Primordial. Almost like a hot, even sizzling at some points. And I get the word like lake of life. And I get the sense that there's like tubes or passages underneath that are off
Wow,
gas.
after you guys read a story about them finding tunnels underneath it, you had a vision and you saw tunnels underneath it? That's nuts.
Or bringing hydrogen compounds into here. And
Open sesame, a Mario!
yeah, I get like fauna and flora, like life maybe is coming, generating in these pools or something like that.
Life is generating in these pools. Does he believe in spontaneous generation? Oh boy. Radiology says, Teitowakan, the city was never abandoned. The population dropped to a fraction of its high after a war, but its impressive architecture made it a pilgrimage site for hundreds of years and became where the Aztec kings were officially crowned. It was only ever abandoned briefly after the genocide of colonialism. Oh. Nemesaur, thank you for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Much appreciated.
Almost like a well or an upwelling. Things come to the surface and they feel like building blocks of life. Like they might call this still waters or the water of life. It's like dense with particles.
M. Scheffler says, I'm 49 and never knew the open sesame thing. I may not be bright. Am I wrong about that? It's possible I'm wrong. I just always assumed because it sounds so much like open sesame, says me. I thought it was a pun.
Nutrients.
I could be wrong. Correct me if I am.
I get like phagi critters.
Why am I dressed like a witch? It's costume month, and this is the costume people voted on.
Like the beginnings of life, rudimentary forms, like microscopic things. Like I see these little things with the little tails on them.
Yeah. Okay. Naeem, great session. Thank you for your insights. Okay, Daz, you're up next.
Okay, so where do I start here? So I start off here with an ideogram here with two parts. Lots of energy.
Mistranslation of the Alibaba story.
Very old, vibrant. And I had this pulsating
Well, then I
frequency.
apologize for the misinformation.
There was a structure here which was tall, linear, edged, and angular, and it looked like a shard. And I had a feeling there that it was an ancient knowledge feel to this, something of a great age. Looking at the energy, it had like a cosmic feel to it. And
Open Sesame originated from a French version of Arabian Nights. All right.
I felt like advanced, and the word ionic came in
Again, I apologize then.
my mind, and I don't know what that means, but that's what it was. It felt like it was electrical, but
Alibaba had them 40 thieves, and Sherazade had 1,000 tails.
more than electrical.
Up my sleeve. I was like that it was 1,000 instead of 1,001. Because Aladdin is one of the 1,001 tales Sherazade told. So within the story, she'd only have 1,000.
And it had electrical.
Radiology says it's also notable that halfway through the city's existence, they stopped building pyramids and switched to building standardized social housing. Primitive indeed.
Properties, but
M. Scheffler says, well, shit, I thought I'd learn something. Maybe later I'll learn something. Hopefully.
Slightly more dense, almost like a plasma. This felt like it was a created, managed, and manipulated energy. And time was involved here as well. And it almost started feeling like there was an element of time being manipulated. And then that gave me this imagery, and this was up high, almost like a sliver or a crack in because this was like clouds and blue sky and all everything behind it. But it felt like a crack in time and space where you're looking through to another dimension.
That's the thing that happened in Doctor Who once. Crack in time and space.
Or something.
Then it ended the whole universe.
The light was shining.
It got better, though. It's fine.
Through it.
That's
cool. I wrote here, this feels like a crack or a sliver of energy that pulsates, moves, and ripples. And it felt like some kind of doorway, but it felt like this was, it all felt like this was being manufactured.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty strange out there stuff.
Really interesting data, Daz. Really cool. Loved it. Thank you.
Yeah, there
All right. Edward, you're up next, sir.
Okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting stuff here. My first gestalt here was of like a dome-shaped building. And the feelings around it were like, I was getting these feelings like it was kind of a restricted area or like an authorized area. And there were some vehicles driving around and that kind of thing, and some people involved. But they were planning things, and I didn't know that if it was military, it might have had like a military kind of feel to it. But there was an area here that felt restricted to me, and that one was really interesting to me. Like the area that I was interested in was kind of a no-go zone. It was kind of fenced off private area.
What do you mean? You're remote viewing. You're a psychic energy being in this state or something. Nothing is off limits to you.
Restricted. This has the essence of a type of deep initiation setting, going below the surface down to deeper, different levels of understanding and levels of clearing. So there was this kind of spiritual thing going on down here. It was really cool.
Scheffler, thanks for gifting a sub. Almost on a hype train.
So I wanted to look at this initiation element here. And it had the feeling of a deep mystery, like a mystery school. What would be considered like
a mystery school?
These days, we'd call them mystery teachings and stuff like that. But they would.
Bumble Homestead, thanks for 200 bits and kicking off a hype train.
These would be the places where the initiates would go and learn the ways of the mysteries of the priesthood of the culture.
Really cool data, Edward. Thank you.
Really cool data. I hate how they call it data. I know other people brought it up. This isn't data. This is bullshit anecdotes at best. Datura Dude, thanks for gifting a sub.
Nick, let's take a
72% to level 1 on the hype train.
Walk down your data.
This was fun because I had a number of experiential, like I was there. I got to go back and see parts of it, like full color.
This just reminds me in Sonic Adventure when you go back in time and find out about the fucking chows and chaos. They basically did the part from Sonic Adventure where they go back in time to the Echidna civilization.
Like, whoa. I started with the S3 site sketch where I knew this was a survey target.
By the way, I played Sonic Adventure last year. When I was a child, that jungle section in Sonic Adventure felt huge and I'd get lost in it. It is not a large game space, chat. The jungle section in Sonic Adventure is very tiny. I don't know how I got lost in that thing as a kid. You can see the whole thing. Ugh.
A large imposing structure. There's a lot of land. There's going to be a wide avenue with trees and columns, some energy thing. I looked down, I didn't see the pyramid, but I go, this is a survey target. I'm looking down on an open land area where there's shapes and patterns. They may form symbols or have meaning. I can't quite resolve them or anything.
The idea of a symbol. It's the LaCroix of symbols. There's something, but it's indecipherable. Great. Very helpful, thank you. Unstable Deadbeat, thanks for gifting a sub and getting us 97% to level 1 on the hype train.
There's something under the ground, too.
You like Sonic Adventure 2? Me too. 2 is the levels are better in 2, but I like the overworld in 1, but 2 has better gameplay. But I do like having an overworld in the first one. And hot take, I like the fishing sections. They're chill.
Inside a structure.
And Scheffler with 50 bits says level 2 and gets us to level 2. Thank you. Oops, I jumped ahead. Does it matter?
We're like Lake of Life.
An authorized area.
Okay, I'm going to move on to the next thing, because... Jesus Christ. Let's find something short, because we were close to the end, but we're on a hype train, so I guess we're going as long as a hype train continues. So if you want me to stick around, I guess keep doing the hype train. If you're sick of me, let it die. Ugh, here's the asshole who, like, intentionally markets to conspiracy theorists, even though I don't believe he believes any of this stuff. I just think he's trying to sell them his book. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub. 20% to level 2 on the hype train.
我中国人民解放军有足够的力量造成一切障碍。
Holds on dying with 100 hits, says, hope you'll stick around. Oh, we were going to look at the bingo card real quick. Let's do that. Vibes-based conspiracy. We had clones, giants, chilling scamming. Psyop. MK Ultra. Anything else? Hannah regrets something she just said. Oh, past lives, reincarnation. And Tartaria. Oh, my research said by a non-researcher, apparently, too. Oh, you're right, deep state as well, because of the German deep state. Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs and getting us over level 2.
A tsunami of slaughterbots and terminators are
Slaughterbots! Is that the name of a movie? That sounds like a movie I'd own. Slaughterbots!
coming, and most people are totally unaware as they're glued to their cell phones celebrating technology. But according to tech insiders, an extermination is coming.
What tech insiders?
All those that won't take the mark of the beast, the brain chip and the like, will be exterminated, and that process has already begun, according to weapons experts, and they've become highly
according to weapons experts
efficient at it.
That's a tree. That's a machine to take trees down. That's not nefarious unless you're an arborist.
What we're learning is that cell towers have been weaponized and they're already taking people out.
5G on the bingo card.
This information is starting to come out in congressional hearings, but the truth will shock you. People are being attacked right now in their homes by invisible technology.
No, they're not. Again, this exists entirely to scare and amp up paranoid individuals, probably with mental illness, in order to sell them books that this guy writes. He's a scumbag.
It's made to look like climate change, heart attacks, strokes, natural causes. If you've been feeling the 5G symptoms, if you've been feeling off since the rollout of 5G, chronic fatigue, recurring headaches, pain not associated with an injury, including recurring back problems, you're probably being targeted by the system already. Everything you need to know about what's going on is in this book, Transhuman Genocide, that we keep recommending to people.
Yeah,
it
you
shows
wrote it.
you how to defend yourself from these weapons. Be sure to check out that book, Transhuman Genocide, on Amazon, because otherwise you're not going to survive. This isn't just happening to conservatives, it's happening to everyone. At first they rolled out the 5G and then people started getting sick. And it's only going to...
This guy is a scumbag. Toreador says, okay, Hannah, but... And there's a link. See what it is. Wild new Wi-Fi routers turn your home network into a security radar. Oh, I actually did hear about that. That's pretty funny. Not what he's saying, though. Stone Corbell says, I heard people on the radio the other day talking about the upcoming rollout of 6G. I bet that'll be a whole new thing for these people. Oh, fun! That always happens. Every time there's a new generation of technology for cellular communications, they always freak out. It happened with 4G, happened with 5G, it'll happen with 6G. Gamerg says weapons experts claim the weapon expert he means.
Another tip to gun safety is always keep your gun on safety when you're not ready to fire. Well, son of a bitch, Clyde.
I'm sorry.
I told you what. Get in the truck.
As more and more technology
Minute left on the hype train. Hydrate.
arrives, and as they basically implement their social credit score systems and the like, people need to start preparing for this flood of radiation that's happening and that's coming. Check this book out, Transhuman Genocide.
Again, just a big piece of shit. Just a terrible, terrible person. Yes, it happened with telephone poles, electricity, like wires. Basically, anytime there's been any sort of new thing involving electricity or radio signals or anything like that, there are always conspiracy theorists who think it's going to invade their brain. A common delusion, apparently.
Hi everyone.
30 seconds on the hype.
Welcome to Wretched Recess. This is my new conspiracies channel where, for the sake of today's video, we're going to call this a product review. But if you know what you're looking at, pretty much everything gets ruined because you can find like occult symbolism pretty much everywhere you go. It doesn't matter where you go, you're going to see it once you get familiar with the symbols and you know what you're looking at. So, on the very front page of this website, like this is what you're this is what is on the front page of their website.
Thank you for the hype train, everyone.
Now, to somebody who has no idea what they're looking at, and I don't really know how many people are aware, because online, like on YouTube and on Twitter, I feel like there's a lot of people with a solid understanding, but I don't really hear people talk about this in real life. So to somebody just looking at this website, I mean, maybe this just looks like a little kid having fun with an Easter egg.
To be clear, this is not primarily about transvestigation. This is about other symbols that she sees around.
But it's so much more than that. So in this picture, we have two things going on. We have the rabbit ears, which is some kind of like, I'm a little blurry with the rabbit ears, but it's some kind of
Easter. It's because they're advertising Easter stuff, and eggs are associated with Easter. Altered Undying says, when glass was new, people developed a phobia of breaking, like, glass. Oh, that's interesting.
Mind control, like symbolism, and same with the one eye. And especially he's like a rabbit covering his eye with the egg. There's like a whole lot going on here.
I do not have rabbit ears, no.
So it's
I only
really
have cat ears and demon horns.
Important to know what you're looking at. I'm going to pull up this website, Vigilant Citizen. And if you're new to this stuff, like occult symbolism, I highly recommend this website, vigilantcitizen.com.
I'm going to say no to the hats off just because I'm going to be done right after this video, and I don't want you to waste the points.
This is where I got my
Save
start.
it till next stream, and you can do that, and I will have it on for much longer.
Learning about
I'm only going to be here for like 5 more minutes.
Of this stuff, but the covering of the one eye is huge. Like, here's a conspiracy channel I recently found, and I'm going to link all of this in my description.
I'm excited, chat. I got something at Trader Joe's that I've never had before, and it's dill pickle mustard. I'm gonna have a sandwich tonight, and I hope it's delicious.
Because I don't claim to be
Do I have 90s era web page design on the bingo card? No, but I should.
An expert. I know what I'm looking at, and I see these symbols everywhere, and I want to spread that knowledge so you know what you're looking at too. So this
I've not seen that, Diver Dan, no.
Channel, Simon Woods, did a whole video on this like rabbit ear symbolism, and Vigilant Citizen had something about that too. Think of like Alice in Wonderland and the White Rabbit and following the White Rabbit. It's like some kind of mind control script.
It's, again, they see symbolism and are aware that it can symbolize certain things, so they assume that the symbolism that first comes into their mind is the reified only symbol that could possibly mean. It can't just be because of Easter, because they think it's cute, or a reference to something else. It has to be whatever thing first comes to the conspiracy theorist's mind, because I don't think they're very good at understanding that other people have different views and ways of thinking than they do. It's interesting. Radiology says, fool, they aren't members of the Illuminati. They're all just big fans of The Prisoner. Be seeing you.
And this video is really good because it shows you, like, you know, from like Playboy bunnies to just like different celebrities with the ears. Like, you know, it's always more than meets the eye. There's a ton of stuff here. So I'm going to
Transformers more than meets the eye. The Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons.
I'm going to link that video in my description so you can check it out. I wish he would have explained more, but the comment sections in like conspiracy videos are gold. Read the comments because you'll really learn so much from people in the comment sections.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, the comment section of the internet is not where I ever learn anything except how to hate myself more thoroughly.
So I want to show you some like common pedophile symbols, and I know that's...
Oh no, this bullshit document! This has never been verified. This is not real symbolism. This is conspiracy fucking pap. This is nonsense.
Like a crazy thing to talk about, but you really need to know about it because they're all over everything, like restaurant signs and menus, stores.
So someone made this at some point and spread it around conspiracy circles, so they think that these very innocuous common symbols are secret pedophile symbols. They aren't. They are not. There is no evidence that they are, except someone started spreading this one-page document on conspiracy websites and claiming it was from the FBI, even though there is no evidence of that.
They're everywhere.
Yep, they think that a heart symbol with multiple hearts in it, like this. Yep.
So
they think triangles that are spiral triangles, also spirals in general.
You know, like the Good Humor ice cream logo, it looks a lot like this. Well, this means that. And
it doesn't. You're a gullible fool.
And all right, let's take a look at these.
Probably came from 4chan. Seems like the kind of thing that would have been started on 4chan.
The one on the left is the symbol for boy lover, and the one on the right is little boy lover. And
I don't even understand. Like, maybe I'm the asshole here. What's the difference between those two? Kind of seems like you're splitting hairs in terms of the pedophiles at this point, but whatever.
Showing you these because take a good look. And then back to Oriental Trading we go. And here's the erasers that they're selling.
See what I mean? And then they see it everywhere because these are just common symbols. Spirals are going to show up. Hearts within hearts are going to show up.
For kids. This right here is that same exact like boy lover logo that we were just looking at.
Again, it really, really isn't.
And here's the hearts that we were looking at with the girl lover one. I'll show it again.
Imagine this being your fucking life and you get so pulled into conspiracy nonsense that you start seeing pedophiles everywhere.
And yeah, so if you want to read this more, this is, you know what, I'll link it in the description. But this is just one example out of a million of how you really need to know what you're looking at. Why put this on here? Like, I don't...
Because they're literally just heart-shaped erasers. They're innocuous. You are the one bringing a disturbing meaning to it. There is no inherent fucked up or disturbing meaning to these heart-shaped erasers. You are sick in the head and see pedophiles everywhere where they don't exist.
Get it. What?
I'm so tired of people projecting things and then getting mad at others for the things they're projecting. Radiology says, did you know The Prisoner is an unofficial sequel to the spy show Danger Man that also starred Patrick McEwen, and which is also a show Danger Mouse was parodying? I did know that. My box set of Blu-ray The Prisoner comes with 5 episodes of Danger Man as a special feature. Fun.
What is the point of this?
I didn't know the Danger Mouse connection, though. Thank you for that.
That's not just by accident. That's very much designed that way on purpose, but I can't figure out the reason why. And then here's more hearts within hearts. I always thought that was such a cute thing until I learned
it is a cute thing. You are ruining it for yourself by listening to paranoid nonsense.
You know, this symbolism, and there's deeper meanings to pretty much everything you're looking at. Let's look at another example. They're calling these religious Valentine hearts.
Yep. They're little Valentine's Day chalk candies that are disgusting, but with crosses on them, with Christian crosses.
But, you know, then they have the red one flipped upside down. And then what does that mean? Well, that's
That's St. Peter's cross, because
like
St. Peter was supposed to have been crucified upside down because he claimed that being crucified right side up would be too close to Jesus, and he didn't want that. How the story goes, at least, I think. Homoerotic Race Car says, sometimes I wonder if these people just don't have someone around them to tell them, no, that's ridiculous. It's probably because... Maybe, but would it help? I hear stories all the time online of people who do have partners who get into QAnon or whatever, and the partners try and push back against it, and it just ruins the relationship.
Cult symbol, and like I think that's like a satanic thing with the upside down.
It's not. I mean, I guess it's, like I said, I've said before, symbols can be used for multiple things, but chances are if you see a cross of St. Peter, it's a Catholic thing, or someone trying to be edgy and stealing, like, Hot Topic-esque symbolism of, like, edgy, emo, anti-establishment, Satanism, air quotes, let's call it. Like, they're borrowing the aesthetics of something that is maybe trying to be edgy. But no, not actual, like, Satanism, generally. Phyllis Filler, thanks for 14 months.
Cross. I'm gonna link this in the description.
Harold Eldman says, I don't know, Hannah, comment sections are where I go learn when the stream starts in your YouTube videos. Speaking of which, don't forget to like that YouTube video when you check it out later, maybe even later today, because you came here a little late and want to catch up on what you missed.
As well. So that right there is just like 2 examples right here on this one website of stuff that's for kids that's creepy. So that's what my page Wretched Recess is going to be about, like stuff that's made for kids. Here's like a bear, and a teddy bear. I recently found out that's another like pedophile symbol.
Wow, it seems like everything is. It's almost like you're just paranoid and think everything is a secret symbol of evil.
Am I allowed to say that word on YouTube? I don't even know. But you know,
I assume she's referencing the pedo bear meme.
You need to know what you're looking at. Here's another one. Heart within the heart within the heart. And you know, at face value, there's nothing like evil about that, but you know, you really need to know what these symbols are so you're not fooled, so you know what you're looking at, and maybe
you don't remember the pedo bear meme? Oh god. There was a time on the internet where it was just like a normal meme that there was a bear that was a cartoon bear that was a pedophile, and the joke was just he molested kids.
Won't want to spend your
It was that edgy period of the internet that some people never grew out of.
Money, you know, on this stuff. Either they're like pushing an agenda or going along with this stuff. I don't get the point. I just know what I'm looking at, and I want other people to know what they're looking at. So that is my video of my product review here on Oriental Trading. I think they have some messed up products. Too bad. It's a really, looks like a really cute, fun, colorful website, but not when you really know what you're looking at. All right.
Honestly, it's a website where if you're like a teacher or run a daycare, you can buy a bunch of crap for kids, usually. I don't mean that in a derogatory, I just mean it's like cheap crap. You know what I'm talking about when you were a kid and there was a large group of kids, but y'all got something. Stuff that comes in bulk. Plastic crap that comes in bulk for children, generally. Toreador says, you can't say that on YouTube as a skit variety show, but if a cast member says what, they get they get green beast energy poured on them. I understood that reference. Can't do that on television. Canadian series that got picked up by Nickelodeon. Anyway. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I appreciate it. Had a fun tinfoil stream with y'all. Let's see if we're going to raid on Twitch. If you are on YouTube, do me a favor. Like the stream before we go. Appreciate it. Alright. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Not sure what we'll be doing, but I'll see you then, and it'll be a good time. Make sure you check out the Discord if you want to vote on tomorrow's costume. Until then, I'll be seeing ya. Love you, Mr. Blast. The rest of y'all see you tomorrow.